Yeah, that's
for $600. They can keep it.
Well, you know what? If I had the money to
let's save it. Let's save it.
Well, no, this is unrelated. It's unrelated. Well, it's related, but it's funny.
Okay.
If I had the money,
we don't want funny content on the show. Say it now.
If I had the money to blow, I would get me a dealer's table.
You do have the money to blow, Don.
And I would go up there and I would set up with not Transformers, not anything, but Krispy Kreme donuts in the Dunkin' Donuts Convention Center, just to see how many people I could piss off.
They'd probably kick you out.
That'd be great.
Yeah, you have to have some sort of food license.
Well, yeah, actually, there is a thing in the documentation that says no outside food or drink is allowed.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't see. Okay. Because that would
Come to think of it.
Well, but it won't be outside because he'll be selling it at the show.
Yeah. And also the fact that no outside product, nothing from the outside to be signed.
Yeah, we'll say that. Yeah, that's...
Wow, I did not read all that.
Yeah, read it before the show.
Well, I mean...
Somebody have a link.
Hello, live stream audience. Here's your preview of our discussion topic for tonight.
HASCON.hasbro.com.
Well, the cool thing is they helped me make my decision real damn easy. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, they reversed my decision actually.
I think it's complicated, but I'm not going. So, well, I say I'm not going. I'm very likely not to go.
Well, hey, Rob, if you wind up not going,
which seems likely,
if I can get the time off that soon after my other vacation time for TFCon, I might like to try, because
I don't think it's a transferable offer, Don, but I will.
Okay.
Because I would basically be going as like photographic and video helper monkey if I went.
You know, you'd have to do a lot of work.
I mean, that's fine.
Working a con is a pain in the ass.
Yes.
Let me just lay that out.
In one sense, it's an experience I'm glad I've had, but it's also an experience I think I'm done having if I have any say in it.
It's an experience I'm glad I had, and I'm very happy that's in the past tense. But no.
Well, yeah, I was just saying that because without it being a huge Transformers presence there, other than then Jack could focus on all the stuff that he wanted to focus on, and I wouldn't be distracted by shiny, or I could be more help because it's not all my stuff. Does that make any sense?
Kinda, but like I said, I don't think this is like a transferable thing. So
no, okay, that's no big. It's no biggie. Just thought I'd ask.
Okay, this isn't working. My
what's the matter?
Screenshot thing is just not taking. It's being a jerk.
Are we not streaming then?
We are streaming. Yeah, we're streaming.
Oh, damn it! They do have a Nerf battle arena.
Yeah, I gotta fix it.
Yeah, but
no, I mean there is non-Transformers stuff they've talked about, mostly the Nerf stuff, that at a lower price point and a more accessible location, I'd be interested in going like for a day to see.
They do have a lower price point.
Not lower enough. Yeah. Not like $35 walk-in.
I am now glad, after seeing all this information, or lack thereof, that there's absolutely no Visionaries presence, because then I would have to freaking go, just out of principle.
Yeah.
Hello, chat. I'm finally in here.
But yeah, Matt. I checked my Target today. They had more broadsides, but they didn't have any Octane or Blitzwing.
That's all right. Just if you happen across them, I would like to.
Well, let me ask you this, and if I find one of each, is there one you want more than the other? Because I can see if Barricade wants the other one more than the other, so that way
he hit you up first. Take care of him first.
Okay, that's cool. I just thought maybe if y'all happen to want didn't want the same one more than the other.
No, I think Matt wants everything.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm just thinking if you want a Blitzwing more than Octane, and he wanted Octane more than Blitzwing, I at least get y'all both something at one time. But okay,
I want a Blitzwing more than Octane.
That's not a choice that I can make.
I'd gladly give you a Blitzwing tomorrow for an Octane today.
Yeah, well, speaking of Blitzwing, Diecast, I thought you were getting Ditka and not Gawalt.
Why would I get Ditka?
Well, see, I thought that
because you love KFC toys, Diecast.
Well, no, I remember you saying that you liked some of the the tank mode is better on Ditka than Gawalt, but the Gawalt's playing in robot mode looks a little bit better. But I thought you were getting the Ditka one.
No.
Okay.
No, I didn't even look at the Ditka one because I don't want it because I already have Gawalt, which I got a long time ago.
Oh yeah, I mean I love Gawalt. I mean he's a great
man.
Don Ashaman55 in the chat is saying that Visionaries is the most underrated toy line of the 80s.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
And then the other reason
I know every spell poem from the series by heart.
Congratulations, Don. We found the other one.
We do.
Do what?
I said, congratulations, Don. We found the other one.
I just wish they would, because see the main reason I want them to do another series is there was some great looking figures, especially in Wave 2 that we never got, and with today's technology they could actually get the Iron Mountain playset to work properly because it was supposed to have a hologram of Merklin in there that you can see from all sides, but they couldn't get the hologram to work right.
And just imagine how well it would sell. Oh my gosh!
Well, I'd buy at least 3 or 4 just for principle.
How about some reaction Visionaries figures?
Oh God.
No, I want Power Ranger Legacy Black Series level figures that I can find, because I have still not seen a Hoth Snow Trooper anywhere.
You know what we need to have made for Dawn?
What?
A reaction Death's Head 2.
Oh, that would be great. I'd buy that.
So when I throw it against the wall, it won't break.
I don't know. Those old Kenner style figures are hollow. It still might.
No, it'd probably just bounce.
Yeah.
At that rate.
Ideally.
Now, if you could cut it open and fill it with lead shot and then seal it back up and then throw it at the wall, I mean that it wouldn't bounce then.
No.
It would just dead blow reaction figure.
It would explode and kill people.
Well, that would be a bonus if it did. I'm thinking with the shot in there, it would just stop.
Come on, I can't get.
Did anyone see the rumors that Disney was interested in buying Hasbro?
That was years ago.
Yeah,
it's recent.
That story was years ago. They just reshared it.
That was before the Mattel thing too, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's right from 4 years ago, I think. It just popped back up. It's one of those things. It's like when somebody dies, it's like oh my God, Bob Denver died. Yeah, years ago.
Bob Denver died?
Yes.
Okay,
like 20 years ago, Don.
Oh, I
don't. And a plane crash.
No, that's John Denver.
John Denver.
Oh,
Bob Denver was Gilligan.
Oh, okay.
He died in 2005.
Sorry, I'm reading the
dead,
Hasbro.
So.
Yeah. I'm reading the HasCon thing. So
yeah,
they are both dead, so it's fine.
And we lost Roger Moore this week.
I know, my favorite Bond.
I think he was my first Bond.
You certainly weren't his first, but he still remembers you.
Because I think the first Bond movie I saw in theaters was Octopussy. I think.
What did that do for you, Don? When you were what,
13?
Probably scarred him.
Yeah.
It was okay. It was just a regular Bond movie. I mean, I'd watched other Bond movies on TV before, but they were all chopped up.
Oh, John's on. I'm trying to add John, but he's on. I didn't see him. Hey, John.
Yo, I just got on.
I'm flying on a jet plane. Leaving on a jet plane. Is that how it goes?
Yeah.
Oh, I still need to share this to the Facebooks.
What do you think of that Castlevania trailer, John?
Nah, I'm gonna need a few more trailers.
What?
What?
Netflix. Castlevania.
Yeah. Oh god.
Yeah. Check my Twitter feed. after one trailer, no sir, I don't like it, but that's also not fair after one trailer.
I agree. I'm not feeling it, but I'm not like ruling it out entirely yet. Just from what little we heard, I think it would need better music than I think it's going to have to satisfy me.
Does it feature a Belmont?
Yeah, I think it's based on the old Warren Ellis treatment that was floating around for a while there, so I think it's Trevor.
Oh, okay.
Oh, man. Music is so integral to that series. It's a shame if they don't hit that right.
Yeah, really. Like just above and beyond everything else, that's the part I think I want them to get right the most.
The beginning of that trailer also is it's okay. I like the reverence or the acknowledgement that yes, it was a video game. Everybody it was strange. It was strange. I don't know if that got me in a better or worse mood for the trailer.
And what is this? Body slam to journalist? What?
In the chat.
Hasbro commercial auditions, youth ages 3 to 15. Can I pass for 15?
No.
No.
In the chat, Night Swords, I'm sorry, he's saying it's based on Castlevania 3.
Yeah.
I actually just got the Castlevania 3 soundtrack on vinyl.
Oh, nice.
So Diecast, maybe like 5 years ago, you could have maybe fooled somebody if they were nearsighted. We're past that point now, Diecast.
On what?
Yeah, you do.
If you can pass for 15.
Triplet still gets carded, and he's nearly 40.
Okay, but there's a difference between that and passing for 15.
I was going to...
Oh, NES, Famicom, or both?
The what?
What?
The soundtrack.
Oh, it's both.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so
nice.
I already had the Castlevania 2 soundtrack, and it's both. So the 3 soundtrack is actually on 2 records.
I could imagine.
Also, good job on your discretion there, Diecast.
Yeah.
Well, a broken clock's right twice a day too. So,
unless it's
look,
digital,
it's important. Yeah, and then it's only right once a day.
Broken means I had to work at one point.
A defective clock.
So as Harlan Ellison once said, a stop clock is right twice a day, but a wrong clock is always wrong.
Well, and with that,
it depends, Rob. That's not necessarily true, because if the clock is wrong by 1 hour, then when daylight savings time happens, it could potentially become right again.
What's the likelihood that it's only going to be wrong by 1 hour?
Well,
or
exactly 1 hour. Yeah.
Someone like me who never changes it in my car, so in 6 months it fixes itself for however long it is.
So, Don, are you in the chat? I'm assuming not. Asherman again asked if you're watching the new Digimon movie.
I've tried not to run too many windows at one time because of my 5 meg limit, whatever.
That has nothing to do with the amount of windows.
Well, I'm saying
it could.
Absolutely. I'm just trying to run as little as possible so my quality doesn't drop. I have seen the first part of Digimon Try. I know the DVD's out. I'll probably pick it up. I'm not going to be doing the theater experience again because that was too expensive for a $17 ticket for that. But I have been watching it. I just need to either find it somewhere online that I don't have virus issues popping up, or just get the DVDs as they come out.
Are you saying steal it?
No.
Watch it online where you don't have to worry about viruses?
Like Crunchyroll or someone like that. If I can actually stream it and watch it without it buffering.
Oh, I thought you meant like you stream it like from one of those Russian sites.
Oh no, because I mean because I tried to watch Doctor Who episode on Voodoo, and it kept logging and buffering, and that was it was on my end, not theirs. So that I'm not sure if I can even bother with Netflix or Hulu, which means I don't know how.
Yeah, you definitely will not get a good experience with Netflix. I can tell.
You should sue your ISP, Don.
Well, I mean, the thing of it is, though, I really want to see Cloak and Dagger, and I want to see the new Warriors series, and they're only going to be online. So I'm going to have to either pay out through the nose and bump my internet up and cut back somewhere else, or
Don,
not watch.
Pay out the nose for the internet bump up and cut back on the third-party crap.
Don can't bump his internet up.
He just said he could.
No, I can, but it's very expensive because the next level, because you have to have basic cable plus the internet.
How expensive is it, Don?
It's going to be about, the last time I looked, about $110 a month.
How much is that different than what you have now?
I want to say it's 7 or 8 versus 5.
No, price wise, Don. How much is the?
No, that's what I'm saying. Up? Oh, about $50 to $75 a month.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
So I would almost be willing to pay that out of my own pocket to fix your effing internet.
Well, wait. What if you two go in half and half on this? No, seriously. Like,
well, no,
$50 bump per month. Well, $25 out of Kilby's pocket and $25 out of Don's. That's manageable for both of them, and everybody would benefit.
No, I mean, I'll go talk to them and see if anything changes, or see if I got any kind of leeway to try to bump it up some, because I do really want to see Cloak and Dagger. I really want to see this Cloak and Dagger series when it comes out, and the new Warriors. I also want to watch that as well. So
I can't wait for the season finale when they all blow up.
But we've already had Civil War.
I know, it's sad.
I mean, okay, make New Warriors like a prequel series to Civil War, but still.
Yeah, you keep bringing that up. It's going to be a Civil War right here.
You keep saying things like that, Don, but, the South has not risen again.
And neither has Night Thrasher or Namorita because they blew up.
No, actually, I've read the wiki page. Namorita has come back. She is basically pulled from her earlier part in her timeline, brought to the future. So she has
that wouldn't screw anything up.
We're past the point where we can swear, right?
Yeah.
Well,
it's Marvel. All it did was create another timeline in the way Marvel continuity works, as far as
it's really bad.
Wibbly wobbly timey wimey.
It's really bad that you can say that Marvel Comics and Dragon Ball have a similar philosophy to how timelines work.
Dragon Ball is more believable.
Oh God, that's gotta be I guess.
Oh, that was the point I was going to make a few minutes ago too. Like, having seen Digimon Tri up to the most recent installments, and also having seen Resurrection F, I'm glad I spent the theater money on Resurrection F instead of Digimon Tri when the opportunity for one came up.
Gotcha.
Well, see, I've just never been a big fan of Dragon Ball. I've just never cared.
Well, that's you failing, Don.
No, it's just me not wanting to sit through, these massive, long filler arcs with them yelling at each other.
What you do is you get on YouTube
and watch Dragon Ball Z abridged.
Because it gets you the essence of the experience of watching Dragon Ball as reinterpreted by people who love Dragon Ball and can both distill it down to the essentials and also double the entertainment value.
Oh, nice.
Plus, at this point, you have a backlog of almost 60 episodes, so it'll take you a while to catch up to where they're at, where you have to wait a month to 6 weeks between episodes, on average.
I got so much stuff I could want to rewatch instead. Still need to finish Crystal. I've been told season 3 gets a lot better, but
season 3 is a lot better in every regard. Well, no, I take that back. That's not entirely true. The subtitles are still utter ass.
Oh, wonderful.
Well, my suspicion on this is that Toei, in Japan, mind you, like not anybody in an English-speaking division, had final say on how the subtitles were phrased and such. And so, it doesn't always come out the best.
Now,
there was an instance here and there where I could have sworn I've seen better Hong Kong subs.
Oh. Now, I did see when I was at the Walmart last time, there was Sailor Moon R was back on DVD, but I don't know if that's the original one with the old voices or if they redid it with the new voices.
It would not be anything but the new dub because the distribution license for the original dub is long gone.
Oh, okay.
Also, you can look on the back of the packaging. If it's released by Viz Media, that's the new dub.
Okay. Because I've still got the VHS of the original release.
You know, it's kind of a sad thing that Hong Kong subs aren't so much of a thing anymore.
Yeah.
There's like this vital experience that's lost. Like, the Hong Kong subs of Turn 8 Gundam were this brilliant delight. For one thing, for years, that created the mistaken perception that the Turn 8 Gundam itself was a form of the Devil Gundam from G Gundam. Because of really bad, awkward phrasing in how the subs described it.
That is wonderful.
There's not... there is no aesthetic comparison between the two.
No, it's not an aesthetic. It's a technical comparison.
Yeah.
Do you
there's
happen
also
to have
like...
Hong Kong
I'm gonna get some water before we
I want to
start.
see those.
I do not. This is memories from years and years and years. Okay, so to put it in perspective, at the time I was getting those, I was getting them off of either Kazaa or Winamx.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah, so that was
an
like
interesting way of saying it.
that was like 15 years ago at least.
Oh, I've got the Hong Kong it's either Hong Kong or Taiwanese subs of Car Robots. The VCDs that came in the little black box.
Yeah.
But that was the only way I could watch, Car Robots at the time.
Hey, guess what? So Kim just knocked at my door a minute ago. That's why I had to get up and leave. There was a sheriff here.
Yeah.
Somebody apparently, it sounds like with a quote.
Are they trying to SWAT you?
I don't. Thank you for mentioning that on the live stream. No, thank you.
Look, if somebody had the inclination to do that, I don't need to be the one to prompt them into it. So.
But somebody from a 911 phone. So apparently, it's like a phone that you just out like with no service and it dials 911. In this general area of my house, I don't know the radius. Called 911. Now my neighbors across the road are crazy. So, and they
I mean, if they're tracing that down to what tower it came off of, that would be within the search radius.
Yeah. So, but it was just weird and unexpected.
Yeah.
I remember a couple of years ago when I went to work, there was a sheriff there waiting for me, and I'm sorry, not a sheriff. That was something different. There was.
You got to tell us about the sheriff, Don.
Oh no, the sheriff was trying to find someone who lived here. They knocked on my door and was asking where so and so was, and they lived in this apartment complex. I've lived here in these apartments for almost 20 years now, and they lived here like 10 or 15 years ago. It was a long time ago. Now there was a FBI agent where I worked, and they were doing a background check on a neighbor that lived in the opposing apartments that I never met.
Okay.
I took their mail from my box one time and put it in their box. That was the extent of any connection between me and the other apartment building. So it's like, why is the FBI here asking me questions?
That's not the first Transformers fan that I'm aware of that the FBI came and visited. So, let's see here.
I can think of at least two.
Oh, really? I can only think of one.
I don't know if the second instance is like an accurate, genuine account, but there were anecdotes referencing something like that happening to someone those of us in the older time of the fandom would have been familiar with.
Is that person still alive?
I assume.
Okay, so it's not who I was thinking. Okay. Do 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 do.
And we're having a game show theme tonight.
Yeah,
apparently.
no.
It's Scott the ringtone.
Oh. Yeah, well, I mean, do y'all see it? Does he not look like a less tattooed version of JDF?
I haven't looked at that post yet, so.
I mean, I'm gonna go with Brickinator here and just say he's not that much of an asshole. Also, that
Scott or JDF?
Scott.
Oh.
Also, that picture in that is from probably 10 years ago. So Scott doesn't really look a ton like that anymore. That was just the first thing I had handy.
Streaming, recording. Need to record over here.
Record everywhere.
Yeah. Hardware backup. I actually had to use the hardware backup this week on something I recorded. And it actually sounded really good. I was surprised.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Better than Joanna?
What?
Oh,
no.
Yeah, that was a shame.
Yeah. Yeah, that sucks.
Well.
It is a shame because one of those panels, I forgot which one, actually was really good. It wasn't the review panel. It was...
No.
No.
The review panel would have gone better if being diecast would have had time to sit down and go over the stuff beforehand, but it was a busy day.
So for this, and this part, I won't be a dick. And for this, and this part, I won't be a dick either.
That's... Really?
No, never mind.
Well, Brian, not to toot my own horn because I don't like doing that, but
right.
I don't. I'm just saying. I think you said that me and Crazy Steve's panel was the two really really interesting panels that we had.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Crazy Steve's panel was awesome.
Oh, it was.
But
I mean,
I think it was to the wrong audience.
Yeah, but I learned a lot because I had no idea that newspaper ads, the history of the Transformers in ads and stuff, was even a thing.
His solo panel was awesome. The panel where he tried to team up didn't quite work.
That's also because we didn't have a chance to get together ahead of time and actually plan what we were going to do and how.
Well, it goes.
I missed that panel, I guess. I missed that panel.
It's probably more than that, but never underestimate the power of rehearsal. Really.
Yeah. I mean, at least, talk for 15 minutes and basically, make sure everybody's up to speed on the outline of what's supposed to happen.
Yeah, I mean, we do have show notes for a reason.
But we didn't do that. Like our other stuff, we didn't do that, and we did just fine.
We know, but we're also all really used to working together.
For the Transformers panel, the Transformers panel that I do every year with Rob and Dusty, I did outline that one to hell and back.
Yeah. And I outlined the review panel mostly just so I wouldn't forget something I thought was important.
So, and of course, we left early because of the snow, and I got home, and then there wasn't any. Diecast, what was it? There was one spot. There was one spot.
You took a picture of it, didn't you?
Yeah. He was like, "Oh yeah, we have snow." I'm like, "No, that doesn't count."
So
remember, he lives in North Carolina. Diecast.
No, the thing I regret that there's not a recording of is just the RFC panel, because we had a pretty cool, fun discussion about whatever the hell we were talking about.
I don't even remember.
I don't remember either.
Well, look, I can remember the experience was fun without necessarily remembering all the details. That probably makes the memory more fun. That was Sunday.
We should have only had panels on Saturday because that's when the panel room had people in it.
Yeah.
Oh god, the third party panel that came up before us, I felt so bad for those guys.
I didn't go to that.
They did a good job. I was actually really impressed with it, but nobody else went to it either.
Oops.
Yeah, and they did all that setup and everything.
Yeah, that was a lot of work. I know that.
Yeah, God, I can't imagine.
I just don't want to go to a show and. I just don't want to go to a show and spend the whole weekend in the panel room.
I'm usually fine with that, depending on what convention it is.
Yeah, I mean, I can see Matt's perspective on this. I would like to have opportunity to get around and do other stuff too, but I also want an adequate number of panels that either interest me to watch or to be participating in.
But the problem is sometimes with the panels is that you get a run of like 4 or 5 that you really want to go to, and if you don't stay for all of them, you'll lose your seat.
Not at that convention.
Yeah.
That's
true. Well, I'm just saying in general.
That BotCon was definitely a concern.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and do this.
All right.
Just start a new recording. Start a new video recording. Video in general would be good.
I saw Logitech has a 4K webcam now. I thought that would be awesome to get.
Yeah, I saw that. It's a little much for this, but for your reviews and stuff, it would be good. So
do we really need? I don't see diecast pours in 4K.
That wouldn't be good in my reviews because that would take up way too much. Like, I can't imagine how big one video would be. Some of them I have to scale down already because they're too big.
Oh, I love shooting video in 4K.
You need like a secondary work drive to actually run that stuff off of.
Yeah. it would.
Yeah. I mean, you've
just
got
the
like
rendering time alone.
Well, okay, the rendering time, like, let it render overnight or something. Just,
How? I mean, if your video is 15 minutes long in 4K, it's not going to take that long to render.
Yes, sir.
Okay, when Massey's done, we'll. That's fine, Don. Hey, is your window down?
Yes.
Okay. Let's do this. 3, 2, 1. This is Radio Free Cybertron, episode 520. I am Brian Kilby. It seemed just like 100 episodes ago we were trying to explain to Don what 420 meant.
Boy, it feels like just yesterday.
It does feel like just yesterday. With me this week, I have Diecast. Diecast, how's it going?
I remember that. That means we've been around for at least 100 episodes.
Well, we've been around for 520 episodes.
I mean, meaning Matt and I.
You've been around closer to 200 episodes.
Yeah, I joined somewhere in the 300s. And you were here before I was.
So I'm actually going through and updating, building out a new website, which will be up here in June 5th. So many J's. June 5th. And I'm just finding all of these things like, oh, this is when Diecast first started. Oh, this is when Matt first started. Oh, this was when Ender was on the show. Oh, this was when Lady Rec was on each week. It is just interesting to see who all has been on. I think this is the most consistent cast we've ever had. And basically, and somebody who has been here since nearly the beginning in 1999 is Chris. How's it going?
Hi.
And Don, how are you doing?
Consistency is victory.
Consistency is victory. We also have Matt.
Victory is life.
Yes, victory is life.
He didn't say what we were consistent at. It could be being horrible for all we know.
That's high.
Matt, how's it going?
Oh, it's going pretty good.
Rob.
Hi.
And John DeLuna.
Yo.
Hey, John, who was on first, you or Chris? I know Turin was on before either of you.
I think John was on before me.
I think you were on like around episode 3, something like that.
I think the ATT buzz was a thing before I started submitting content. Either way, I'm going to concede this to John.
I've honestly thought about going back and numbering every episode, like from 1 on. But God,
instead of sleeping.
There you go. That's apt.
Hey, Paul, got any plans this weekend?
No, that would be pretty easy to do. I've already got it all in there. I would just literally have to go in. I could probably go into the SQL database and do it sequentially, but I'm not going to. So actually, speaking of the website, we'll have video. We're going to have our audio. I said I was going to start with a limited archive. I think I'm going to start with everything or doggone close to it, including all our shows, which you can.
Awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
That'll be fun. That's going to take forever, but I'm excited. And
it probably will be January, like he said.
I've been working on it. I've been working on this now since 2015, so I think it'll go.
He's been working on the podcast.
But that's not the only way you can get a hold of us. We're also on Apple Podcasts if you are an iOS user. If you are a Roku user, add our Roku channel. Just do it through the Roku channel store. We're under special interests, so add us in the Bikini channel while you're at it. We're basically the same thing.
I'm so glad we're not the Bikini channel.
Then we would never get watched, would we?
So I need to.
I don't know about that, Don.
I need to start a new show. It'd be like Radio Free Cybertron Extreme Beach Volleyball.
That sounds like a Sega game.
Nobody wants to see me in a
Tecmo.
Speedo, Brian, okay?
Don, I think
Yeah, I'll
that's a great
second
idea.
that, Don.
I'm seeing like an anime or video cartoon of Don playing volleyball, and it scares me deeply. Hey, let's see here. What else we got going on? So, anybody get anything this week?
I got a big empty box of sadness.
That's pretty good.
I got some
Because
things.
I have something that USPS was supposed to drop off today. It said the expected delivery date is today, yet the package is nowhere to be found.
Wait, they said they delivered it, but it's not there.
No, they did not say they delivered it. The expected delivery date was today.
Yeah, that happens.
Did it ever
But-
get marked out for delivery?
No, it did not get marked out for delivery.
Did it get marked at your local post office?
No.
Well, then you had no reason to actually expect it today.
It could be
Well,
lost.
Usually it gets marked in the morning and is out for delivery that day.
Yeah, me too.
That
Yeah.
never happened. I
Yeah.
don't
Right.
know, but that was supposed to be FT10. Should just say Fans Toys Phoenix, which is the Masterpiece Skyfire.
Oh, nice.
So
Oh,
yeah,
the production one finally, huh?
yeah. So I'm very sad that didn't show up.
Well, at least
You still have Kronos.
Toy.
Yeah.
You still have Kronos.
Well, I don't know where he is. He got packed
He's
in
hiding.
one of those boxes that you don't care about when you move, and you don't find it till like 10 years later. That's going to be Kronos. But I also got in the mail, thanks to Radio Free Cybertron last week, the Cybertron 85 box set.
Oh,
the
nice.
Creo
I forgot
box
about that.
Nice.
Yeah. And I was kind of reluctantly purchasing it last week. I'm like, I really don't want to do this, but it's like $48. I'm really glad I did
It's
it now
worth
that
that.
I got
Definitely
it
worth
in
that.
hand. It's really nice.
Yeah, I
It's
think it's
like-
great. I love it.
What, $1.50 Creon? That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
So Rob got something this week I'm interested in hearing about.
Yeah, I ordered some parts from Non-F Productions.
Oh, cool.
I got the guns for Brainstorm and Chrome Dome, and they are really nice. They're not the plastic colors are a decent match, but they're not quite as saturated as the color on the actual toy. You've probably had toy pieces like that where it's just not quite as vivid as some of the Titans Return colors have been, and that's the case. If the teal on the guns were a little more saturated, it would be about a perfect match on Brainstorm. That's hard to do.
Yeah. Wow.
But of course, the difference between Non-F and something like Shapeways is they actually do their own injection molding, so it all feels right. It feels durable. It's a good, just in terms of feeling. It's a good match for the toy. I'm happier with Brainstorm's guns overall. They look really great, and they fit both in his hands and on the back of vehicle mode just about perfectly. Brainstorm, on the other hand, they're
Chrome Dome? Wait,
no, actually, I meant Chrome
you
Dome
make
before.
fun of those up.
Apologies. Yeah,
What's
I
the matter with the
apologize.
Headmasters?
Yes, but yeah, Chrome Dome's the one that I like. The guns fit on the back of the car. Brainstorm, the guns, they're good. They're fine, but they're designed so that they can kind of peg into either the wings on the back or the guns on the front in vehicle mode, and that's of course not intended by the original toy design. So it's based entirely on friction and tension on painted parts. So it doesn't quite work on mine. So you can still plug them easily into the 5mm sockets on the side of the vehicle, but it kind of messes up the lines of the vehicle mode, in my opinion, just a little bit. The other piece I got for Brainstorm is he also has the briefcase, which is actually a really nice match for Alex Milne's artwork of this briefcase, which I was not expecting that much detail on the whole
That's
thing.
impressive.
And I made a minor mistake. He was nice enough as to glue it together for me before he sent it, because the site says they're kits. I thought it opened and it doesn't, so I had to re-glue it. But yeah, but it feels the handle for it, because it's, proportionate to a fairly small figure, it may not actually be fragile, but as thin as it is, it just looks like it should be, so I'm being very careful with it. But it actually swivels out of the way so you can get it into the figure's hand.
Nice. Cool. Nice.
Yes. So,
and you answered my other question on this, too, which is when you open the briefcase, does time start running out of order?
Probably. But... And all of this cost me like $18 shipped. These pieces were like $3 each.
That's great.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm really happy with it. I'm going to be ordering from them again. I think they've got some upgrades coming up for Titan's Return Galvatron, and I'm curious to see what they do with that.
Yeah,
new helmet.
Maybe a whole new head.
Quite possibly. The picture on his Twitter did show it without a head or, in fact, arms when he was getting ready to apply upgrades. So I don't know what's going to be going on there, but I want to see.
Interesting.
Cool. Anybody else get anything?
Yeah, I got some stuff.
What's the big one?
The most important by far is... Oh, no, wait, not that one. No, not Roadburn either.
Where you go?
I got Black Shadow.
Nice.
And he is awesome.
Nice.
I'm fighting so hard to not let myself buy a Black Shadow.
I think you should buy a Black Shadow.
Price.
I think you should
buy
a
Black
Shadow.
Not at full price. If I see them at Ross or something for like $28, then yes, but...
He's very nice.
I will... gladly buy this again as Overlord.
Yeah, like for a leader class toy, I would like it to be a little more complex, but I get why it's not.
Yeah.
I mean, the upper body with the jet is very simple, yes, but I actually really like the way the legs transform into the tank. I think it's pretty clever.
Yeah. I agree with that.
I'm just sort of torn on making myself wait because, as I said earlier when he came out. I want to see what Takara does to make their Overlord more Master Force-ish.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that too.
Yeah, and given some of what Takara's done lately, I'd definitely be wanting to wait to see what they do.
That's a great idea. Get Black Shadow from Hasbro now, and wait for Overlord for Takara.
Or I can buy Hasbro's Overlord as soon as it's available to me, and then 6 months later also buy Takara's Overlord.
Which is what I plan to do.
Yeah, me too.
Well, it's better than double dipping on Computrons like I did.
Don, I have both Computrons.
Oh
yeah.
I'm a little tired of double dipping. I'll go into that a little bit later. But yeah, I mean,
I'm very, very particular about what I double dip on. Like I'm totally double dipping on Legends Brawn because it's a fun little toy and I wanted it now, but I also want what I view as superior.
God, how can you afford that double dipping on Legends figures?
I know, right?
Anybody else?
But I'm also double dipping on Leader Overlord eventually, so there you go.
Anybody else going once, going twice? Our buddy Phil was able to get me that Chrome Dome with the Legends head finally.
Oh, cool!
Nice.
Yeah, I still wouldn't mind one. I have never seen one in person.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to at this point.
Yeah, it probably dried up.
Yeah, and for a full rundown of actually what we all got this week, I got quite a bit more. Check out There Goes My Money number 18, which will be up a couple days after this episode of Radio Free Cybertron.
Yeah, I got a lot of stuff this week.
Sweet. Awesome. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and jump to This Week in History. In 2000, the Car Robots OP.
The opening single.
So what is that what the OP stand? I didn't know what that stood for.
Yeah.
The OP single, Hono no Overdrive, and end single, Marionette, are released in Japan by Interchannel.
And I have them on the Japanese compilation CD. Two of my favorites. Marionette is very haunting, and Overdrive is just a really. I'm blanking on the name. It's the gentleman that passed away recently.
Koji Wada.
Thank you. Who
also did all the Digimon opening songs up until Savers.
Right. Yeah. And Burning Overdrive is one of my favorite themes in general.
I mean, they're both really good songs, and actually, as much as I liked Marionette for years and years, I just recently, within the last 2 or 3 years, finally listened to the side B from that single, which is Midnight Cinderella, which is by the same singer, but is a much more upbeat. It's a higher energy song. And I really like that too.
So, which compilation disc is that? That's obviously not on the 1984 to 1990 set. So, which set is that?
It's the one that it starts with 2010 and goes all the way up through Energy Superlink.
I had no idea this existed.
Yeah, it's a 2 CD set.
2 records.
2 records. It's a 2. Well, Brian was talking about vinyl a while ago. So
yeah.
Vinyl. Yeah, it's a 2 CD set. One with an Autobot insignia, with the Decepticon insignia, and it starts with 2010, and then goes all the way up through Superlink. It doesn't have Galaxy Force, and it doesn't have anything past that.
That's a shame, because Micron Legend had good opening songs. Both of them I like a lot. Galaxy Force's openings were really cool too. Super Links was just kind of there, and that's a real bummer note to end the compilation on.
Yeah, it's Energon, so I'm not really surprised. But it's got all the Beast Wars ones, which unfortunately I don't recognize most of them because I haven't seen.
It.
Yeah,
that's the main one that I listen to whenever I get to the Beast themes. Is that one?
Yeah. Too bad it doesn't have Rambi di Tuono no Celli di Quoto Peri Bio Combat, something like that.
That's
the Italian song.
Yeah.
But it's such a good song.
It is a great song. God, I love that song. It's so uplifting. Don, at some point snap a picture of that for me because I don't necessarily recognize it.
Okay, I'll try to find it if I can.
Because I'd like to pick that up. I've got a rep of the 84 to 90 set, which is I use all the time on the podcast, so yeah, I'd love to see that. Also, we have in 2009 the series finale, Transformers Animated Endgame Part 2 premieres.
Yeah, this was a sad day.
Bye, Prowl.
But at least
spoilers.
It's 8
bye
years ago.
last Transformers animated series that I actually liked.
Yeah, I need to give Robots in Disguise a fair shake. I gave Prime a fair shake.
But it's definitely animated for all its aesthetic differences was a solid show from start to finish. It really was.
Second best Transformer series ever. Matt would disagree.
No, I wouldn't. I just disagree with your number one.
Okay, that's not the response I was expecting.
Yeah. So, Endgame Part 2. So I was on my RPG podcast that I do. I bring up all the time that I don't necessarily have a great memory when it comes to facts and things like that, but I remember how things make me feel. And my recollection of Endgame Part 2 is just how moving it was. Like the finale to me had I think I was more touched by it than basically the ending of anything else.
My problem with Endgame Part 2 is just how obviously truncated it was. Like, they were trying to do, 3 episodes worth of content to wrap up all at once, and there just was not room for any of it to really fill out and have the impact they really were intending.
Didn't Beast Wars basically end with, an edited-in handshake or something? Because it was rushed, too.
They cut out a scene from Nemesis Part 2, and, it just kind of came down to a line of dialogue. Yep, everything's fixed.
Yeah.
Let's go home.
Yeah. Sadness.
And then, that was right after Rhinox hit Megatron with the car, which I have to reference here in honor of Rob Springer.
Yes. Okay, let's jump to my new favorite segment, which is Bad Poets Corner.
Is this the one you previewed to us last week?
No, that one's coming up soon. I wrote this one.
Okay.
I wrote this one this evening. Because I started it this morning, I finished it this evening. It's called Sun Surge. When the news hit, it was hard to take. On the one hand, the price was steep, but on the other, at least it wasn't fake. The choice was easy on which to keep. You can't return to where you got him. Don't panic, you can still get through. As his resale value falls to the bottom, I think I have a pretty good idea for you. You don't need to sell, you don't need to bill. You don't even need Dononomics classes. Just donate your Sun Surge to Goodwill, and in 2018, write him off on your taxes. Sun Surge. There you go. So, Bad Poets Corner. So, let's go ahead and jump to the big item. So, this week, the news of HASCON hit. We've been waiting for information, and we got some information, not all information.
Yeah, I'm going to say this, Brian, real quick before you get started. It felt like we got hit by a Zamboni.
Yes,
we knew it was coming. It was slow information, and when we thought we had plenty of time, it finally got here, and we still don't know what hit us.
Okay, so did you ever play Blast Corps on the Nintendo 64? So it's basically HASCON announcement was the slow-moving nuclear trailer, and it just, caught up to us because we didn't finish the mission in time, and now we're dead.
Well, let's get to what they actually announced, because to me, I don't think they announced enough.
Yeah, so basically, let me mention the ticket prices first, because I think this is what everybody is upset about. Then there's all
that should be the part that always comes last, though, because you should be like, it has this, and here's the price.
But they didn't give you that. So
exactly.
Basically, I will read the press release because that's as good as I can do here. This unique event will bring Hasbro's most iconic brands to life like never before, including Transformers, My Little Pony, Nerf, Magic the Gathering, Play-Doh, Monopoly, and G.I. Joe. They're not counting Sorry or all these other awesome Parker Brothers products. And exceptional partner brands such as Beyblade, DreamWorks Trolls, and Sesame Street. Fans will get a peek behind the Hasbro curtain during the 3 days filled with exciting first-look previews and panels from Hasbro's biggest television and movie series. So basically, they're selling an experience. Chewbacca Mom will be there. That's something.
Yeah.
That sure is something.
So, in addition, there'll be activities inspired by several iconic Disney properties, including Disney Princess, Frozen, Elena of Avalor, Moana, and Descendants 2, as well as Star Wars and Marvel's Avengers, Spider-Man, and Guardians of the Galaxy. For movie props and costumes on display to hands-on fun through art tutorials and more, these areas will be can't-miss destinations during the show. So basically, they will have panels, but they don't tell you what they are. They will have guests, and they've mentioned Stan Lee, which is a big surprise to me.
It's going to be a shame when he dies next week.
That's
terrible.
Please don't say that.
I love
Please
Stan Lee.
don't say that.
I love Stan Lee. Peter Cullen and Frank Welker.
Frank Welker.
Which Frank Welker's a big deal, because getting Frank Welker to anything is not the easiest. Gosh, there was a couple other folks, too, that were mentioned. They mentioned that they will have souvenirs. But, Rob, didn't you say something to they imply that the souvenirs are going to be leftover stuff from SDCC?
Well, that was an interesting thing I'm not quite sure where exactly it was announced. I think it was part of the lineup for JoeCon, where they mentioned that they're going to have somebody there who's going to talk about the SDCC/HasCon G.I. Joe exclusive. So, that may be the situation just for G.I. Joe, or it may be the situation for everything. It's too early to say for sure yet.
Yeah.
If I had to bet, I'd say that they're going to be shared exclusives.
And I didn't even see anything about the souvenirs on the website. All I saw was something about the goodie bag with the VIP package.
It was in the press release, something about souvenirs. But let's go ahead and mention the tickets, because this is what everybody's pissed off about. HasCon tickets are on sale now. Single-day tickets are available for $30 for youth, age 3 to 15, and $60 for adults, age 16 plus. Crazy. 3-day tickets range from $75 for youth, to $165 for adults. VIP packages are also available for super fans and the most enthusiastic collectors, starting at $200 for youth and $600 for adults, plus Rhode Island state taxes.
Which is what, 5%?
I don't know. So people are upset over this, but actually, yeah, let's return to that in a second. Another thing people are upset about, on the website, it talks about, there's a link for exhibitors and the table options. So there's a cheap package for artists.
Alley.
Yeah, for artists. And then the prices basically go up from there. I'll actually pull the rate here so I don't get it wrong. A basic 10x10 booth, which is pretty big, $1,000. A deluxe booth, 20x10, $2,500, and a premium booth for $5,000. So basically, based on this and a couple other things that I've read and seen, it seems to me, it's just flat out obvious to me that Hasbro doesn't want to have retailers. When I say retailers, how about this? Dealers there.
Yes.
Because basically, the dealers selling Takara toys, which aren't Hasbro toys, or used toys, or old toys, which don't meet the current Transformers brand standards. You know, that seems to me, that feels like that would be out of the way in this location, in this theme. And also, more than that, they would be competition for Hasbro Toy Shop, which I'm assuming will be there to service the fans. So, the long and the short of this to me is this isn't a replacement for BotCon, and it's not intended to be.
I knew we weren't getting this as a replacement for BotCon, but I expected it to be better tiered than what it is, because it seems like they've taken all of the worst possible things from BotCon through the years and put it all in one convenient package to ignore.
Okay, but I'm going to look at it from another point of view. Yeah, yes, it's not totally for us. We knew it wasn't going to be totally for us.
Yes.
They still have panels, even though we don't know exactly what it's going to be. We're assuming there's going to be some reveals there, so that's kind of for us. But the price is the thing that makes me scratch my head, not as a collector, but as a person going, if someone has 2 kids and wants to take their kids for the day, it's $60 for the kids and another $60 just for one adult. Yes. Let alone, what if both parents want to go?
Yeah.
That's almost $200 to go to this experience. I mean, how is that beneficial to the brand?
And I'm going to say this: this is supposed to be a family experience. They're
family.
Yeah, I couldn't remember the word. They're pushing that as this experience, and they're wanting this to be a success. How many people do they actually expect to draw to this event at those prices with who they're targeting? So the Venn diagram on this is 3 circles that never touch.
So my thought around this, and it's not that I'm basing this off of anything other than just what it looks like to me. They're not indexing this against like a BotCon or a TFCon. It's like they're trying to index this against a Disney World,
Comic-Con,
like an event that's an event and not a place where people come together to convene. It's a place where people come together to experience things, and the price on those things are outrageous. But
what am I experiencing?
So you can get
Chewbacca Mom.
You get to play with. So they'll have like which BotCon?
Can I punch her in the face?
Which BotCon?
That might be an experience.
I'm sure she's
as long as she's wearing
very
a mask,
nice lady,
she should be
but
fine.
what the hell?
So Diecast, you weren't at BotCon 2010, I think it was, but at 2010 they had this big booth set up where you could run through, and there was a game you could shoot stuff. That may have been at another BotCon as well. I don't remember, but I'm expecting stuff like that. I'm expecting, you'll get a chance, according to materials I've seen, whether it was in this or not, you get a chance to play with new toys. You get a chance to handle stuff.
That's in the VIP package.
Yeah, There you go.
From what I read,
I'm having
the
so much fun.
$600 VIP
Yeah.
package.
Yeah. I'm not saying this is a good idea.
There is stuff there to experience. Like one of the things listed in the materials right now is a Nerf battle arena,
That sounds like fun.
which like
That
Yeah, I
does
mean-
sound like fun.
not
I am
$600
not. I'm
fun.
not a Nerf person. Like Nerf stuff is cool to look at from a distance to me, but even I think if I was at a place that had a Nerf battle arena, hell yes, I would go and sign up and spend 15, 20 minutes in there, whatever, running around shooting stuff. That sounds great.
Now, Brian,
And
I don't
why
know
Did you
if
pay
that's tied to the-
$60 to do it?
No.
What, Matt?
No, I don't know that the Nerf Battle Arena is tied to the VIP pass.
Okay.
But like playing with the new toys is, as far as the Nerf Battle Arena goes, I don't know if that's a general admission thing or not.
So, a couple things that bother me about this are some of the policies. The first and foremost that comes to mind is the autograph signing policy. You can't bring personal items. You can't bring stuff that you already own. You have to basically show a proof of purchase from that day at HASCON, such as a HASCON receipt. It says it may be required. It doesn't explicitly say that, but it says artists and talent will only sign event merchandise purchased on the day of the event. That's insane.
Yeah, because everyone who has Transformers merchandise that wants it signed is usually bringing something to the convention.
So
Well, that's like anybody who wants a Stan Lee autograph.
yes.
Yeah.
Just one thing to keep in mind. This is not me being an apologist. This is the first time they've done this. They're going to make so many mistakes that if there is a second one, and who knows if there will be a second one, if there's a second one, they will certainly learn from that.
Well,
I hope.
Hopefully.
yeah. Well,
The
Brian,
one mistake I think they're making is the timeline, because we are about 3 months away from when the doors open on the first day of HASCON, and they only have a bare framework of what we can expect to see
About 5
there.
months, right?
September, right?
Yeah, that's
The beginning of September.
yeah,
Yeah.
June, July.
This is the
August.
end of May.
yeah.
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 Like I said, we're about 3 months. It's, they have a countdown ticker on the site. It's like 109, 108
100
days now.
106, I think.
Okay.
Okay,
3
well,
months.
it's been a couple days.
Yeah.
Okay, point is, though, this is the point in time where ideally I would think they should be trying to pull in the last holdouts from their potential audience, entice them in. Whereas right now we don't even have enough information to get a first round of people really excited about this.
Guys, it's fixed. It's fixed. I just checked their website right here, and it says guest and schedule. I just clicked that. Oh, check back for updates.
Oh, good.
Scroll down. Scroll down.
This it's got the names, but it doesn't have like this convention schedule. Check blah, 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 main show hours. The hours.
But another thing with the timeline. Another thing with the timeline is they've scheduled this family event directly after kids go back to school.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm also curious to see if the schedule changes, because everything we've seen so far in terms of pricing and scheduling and all of that is really focused on Dungeons and Dragons and Magic the Gathering.
That's
That's like the
all
thing.
I suspect that's because that's the only thing they've been able to lock in solidly right now.
Yeah.
They're probably trying to still work out the scheduling and availability for people to run other panels and events.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
and I kind of ran.
Wait. The one thing I did see. Sorry, Don. The one thing I did see, which is very important to Transformers fans. Well, I think is very important to Transformers fans, is the Hall of Fame dinner is part of the VIP package. So
they have. I didn't even notice that.
Yes,
It's one of the things they mention in, like, if you click that plus sign by the VIP package, it's one of the things in the list of evening activities you can choose from. Like, they got a bunch of stuff listed there, so it seems like what it's going to be is they will present you this probably, form or checkbox thing or whatever, and you decide what evening event, which day you want to go to out of the 8 or 10 that are available.
Yeah. Not excited about it. Very likely not going. Almost certainly not going. Hopefully,
Absolutely not going as a VIP.
Yeah.
hopefully this is a rebuilding year and a building year, because it's the first year, and we figure out what they figure out. I'm not even upset that it's not for me. I'm upset that it just doesn't seem to be for anyone.
Yeah,
it's almost
for
like
Hasbro.
Yeah, it's almost like they're trying to make something to show we're making something to replace what you already have, but we really don't care.
No, I don't think they are. What
I
they're
think
trying
you're
to
right
do
on
is
the second half, Don.
they're trying to make something to show we can be our own force of personality in terms of a media presence, a media presentation, an experience for a lot of people to come to. We can be our own Comic-Con. We don't have to go to San Diego and New York to get the same benefit. They're still going to until they're satisfied with HASCON's performance, which means they'll be going to San Diego and New York forever.
Yeah.
The other problem I have with this is like the underlying problem, is that they're putting it in their own backyard for their convenience. Rhode Island is not a great like travel destination. It's not a one. Yeah, there's not like a one-stop flight to get in there. It's a long drive to get up there from places where you can fly into if you don't want to do a bunch of connecting flights. And from what I've heard from like the BotCon 2007 experience, there's not a ton of stuff around in the area either.
Nope.
I mean,
here's my problem with it is that I want it to do well.
Yeah, me too.
And
yeah, me too. Absolutely.
This has, I could be wrong, but the way they're setting it up so far, and especially with the prices we've seen, it's setting it up for failure because it's going to push away the families. It's going to push away the
families.
The families and the collectors. It's going to push everyone away, and it's going to be empty, and they're going to have this whole arena, and they're going to be like, where is everyone? Oh, I guess we can't do this next year. Two arenas.
They're doing it in two adjacent convention centers. It's not even one facility. It's two separate facilities.
Fail big. Go ahead, Don.
Yeah, it's just the fact that I ran into a problem with this. I was at a book signing several months ago, and the book I brought, they said you cannot bring an outside book. You have to buy one there. The book I brought to be signed wasn't even carried by Barnes and Nobles except online. They carried no physical copies in the store because it was an online-only item. I had a printout of the receipt. That still wasn't good enough. So if I brought the book, bought at Barnes and Noble, and I can't get it signed, and I go to the show, and I buy something from Hasbro Toy Shop, and they choose like, well, you didn't buy it from Hasbro. I'm just saying, and it's just so many things. It's like, well, we gave you what you wanted. Why aren't you here? And it's like, who are you? Like y'all said, who are you doing this for? It's not for the fans of BotCon, which again, like Diecast said, we know this is not for us. The families are priced out of it. You can't get dealers in. So
the families are priced and scheduled out of it. That's an important thing to remember here.
All right, I'll play devil's advocate with the signing because I thought about it. Thank you, Don, when you mentioned about the book, and let me know if I'm wrong. But if Barnes and Noble hires the author to come in to sign copies, that's how they're recouping the money, is by having people buy the book for the author to sign because they put out the money for the author. Yeah. So if they're not going to charge for autographs, if I'm going to be able to walk up to Peter Cullen, and I would say that would make a little bit more sense about the price of the admission, and it would make a little bit more sense about having to buy, because I can easily go over to Hasbro Toy Shop and buy a Voyager Optimus Prime and for $30 and take it up to Peter Cullen and have him sign it. That, to me, I would do that. That would be worth the $30 I paid for the figure if I could go over and have him autograph it for free. I'm not saying that's the way it's going to be. I'm just saying that would make sense.
But you've got families that if they can't afford to come, either monetarily or with the time invested, and you've got little Bobby here who has his favorite Transformer, and he can't have it signed, and the parents have to go buy a toy so the kids can have it, a keepsake. That, hey, this was signed by the man Optimus Prime himself, and he has to go buy another toy.
So I want to just point this out here for one sec. So the price on this, $600 is a lot of money, and they're trying to target that to the super collector. But in the grand scheme of things, if you're looking at a vacation, you're going to spend a lot of money, way more than that. Most people are. So I almost want to minimize. I want to mostly get over the fact that the cost is there and it's so expensive. Again, my problem is they're not telling you what you're getting for it. I'm fine with the cost as long as there's some sort of justification for it.
But a lot of people are not okay with the cost. A lot of people complained about the cost of BotCon for years,
but you know what?
Which was $200 cheaper, and we knew what toys we were getting ahead of time, and it was a lot.
That's true, but they don't care because there's finite space to fit in
Okay,
there.
why should we then?
The people paying for these tickets do care.
Well, they're selling it to the people who can pay for it, not the people who can't. Go ahead, Don.
Oh, they're selling this to the super collector, but I'm a super collector. I'm a tier or two below that anyway, if
You're
nothing
a super
else.
collector.
So I don't buy enough Hasbro stuff to see all their properties. Yeah, I watch ponies. I don't buy any of the ponies except for Doctor Who's.
Oh, did we get that on recording? That's going to be great.
Yes, of course we did.
That's the cold opening.
I like the show. The show's well done. Okay,
it's a good show.
It's a good show. But as a collector, I have seen nothing that makes me want to go pay for this at all.
Yeah.
And I'm the guy that's been to almost every BotCon but one. And you have shown me nothing as a super collector with a VIP package that makes me even want to remotely consider this.
And I want to dispute Kilby's assertion that there is a clear delineation between people who can afford it and people who can't. Because there's plenty of people who... Well...
I'm saying
what you said.
I'm saying they don't care that there are certain people who can't afford it. It's just like Maserati doesn't care.
No, but what you said was they're targeting the people. They're targeting the people who can afford it, not the people who can't. At the same time, though, there's plenty of people who are perfectly able to afford this, but have not been presented with reason enough yet to want to afford it.
And that's my point.
So there's a midpoint in this, which I just felt that your wording did not represent.
That's almost, what I said was. Or what I was wanting to get to was the fact that, again, it doesn't bother me that the price is so high. It bothers me the price is so high without anything to show for it. So if they could justify, it's like a cruise. God, this is so close to the cost of a cruise. A really cheap cruise. But my wife and I, we were pricing cruises. And realistically, this would be comparable when you factor in everything. Depending on how many kids you have. But again, that's what they're competing against. They're not competing against BotCon. They're not competing against TFCon. They're not competing against Pete's Robot Convention. They're competing against Destination
No one's
Hotel.
competing against Pete's Robot Convention.
It's kind of unfortunate that they decided to put con in the name then, because they think that's going to make people think that they're competing against a certain class of thing, and it doesn't seem like they are. Or so not
they are,
well.
though.
I agree with
the
that.
con they were competing against is Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Like I'm very certain that they are trying to do this as an alternative to Comic-Con.
Yeah, but
that's
it's
something
a
I've been
very
wanting to
different experience than a Comic-Con. I
And
would
limited experience in comparison.
Yeah, that's something I've been wanting to get to. I'm sorry. Hasbro is grossly overestimating the level of what a cultural force they are with this. Disney did not have its own conventions until, within the last 20 years, I think? Star Wars was the most ridiculously popular thing in the world, basically, in terms of pop culture for 30 years or so before before Celebration started. Transformers is great. I like Transformers. Transformers was relatively small and obscure until it had 4 hit movies, maybe 5 if they're lucky this summer. They're not at that level.
Yeah.
So they're just not.
There's one thing I wanted to bring up if I could, Brian.
This will be the last point. Go ahead.
Okay. Also, I saw on the payment options, you can only use one credit card.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Who cares?
Yeah.
No, the reason I'm bringing that up is because some people have, different credit cards, different husband and wife, whatever the case is. If they could use different cards, they could spread the cost out over a period of time. If you could use PayPal.
That's what credit is.
I know, but I'm just saying, with electronic money like PayPal being very widespread now in use, being able to take more than just one credit card, or like if they took PayPal, they might have money in the account, they could pay some in cash and the rest on credit. I'm just saying, limiting yourselves to just a credit card transaction and only one credit card, they're cutting out the ways people could try to go and afford this. And it just seems like they're not using it. I
disagree.
It seems like
I think even with the perceived limitation on how they can process credit payments, we should still look at this and just be glad that they're not insisting that we pay by fax.
Yes. You stole my joke. Okay, let's go ahead and jump to
that's my job.
Rest of the
and they're not charging us a processing fee, so
that we know of yet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So official news this week: MP39 Masterpiece Sunstreaker revealed. God, this caused a stir on the interwebs, but I think he looks pretty freaking great.
I love it.
I have pre-ordered this thing already.
Looks good.
So, so there's a interview with the designer, and in that, what did he say?
He said that they want to do all the 84 Autobot cars, or all the 84 cars, as well as mini bots, is their aspiration.
The 84 and 85 cast.
They talked about also doing mini bots.
That's all the cars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
all the
entire
realistic
84 and 85
cars, did they
cast.
Say? They may have said all the realistic cars, which kind of leaves out Super Deformed.
No, they said
No?
the entire 84 and 85 cast is what they want to do. That's not a guarantee.
I mean,
Right.
they've already done Bumblebee. He's a penny racer car, so
Yeah, I mean, any of those, they're just going to reimagine as being realistically proportioned cars. Although the penny racer super deformed thing could be a handy loophole if they cannot get a licensor to play ball.
yeah.
Flip jumper.
Yep.
But yeah, so there's some neat detailing on this. One, his doors open. His doors open.
The doors and the trunk.
And the trunk.
And the headlights. The headlights pop.
It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, the headlights open. Yeah.
It's pretty impressive. Now, I mentioned this caused a stir on the internet. A lot of people, I mentioned the poem Sun Surge. A lot of people were started selling their Sun Surges almost immediately. And it just became almost a joke. And other people, rightfully pointed out that, this was going to be a problem for this toy. And in general, this is probably the third or fourth time that I've bought a third-party Masterpiece style figure and the official toys come out, which I'm always going to give preference to. So at this point, I can pretty conclusively say I am 100% done with third-party Masterpiece. It's just,
and I could see that quote about doing all the cars and mini bots in the interview as being like, an underhand, under the table, sidelong challenge to the third parties. We're gonna do this. Don't buy the unofficial stuff.
The price on Sunstreaker is $120. That's what we're being charged domestically. That's a lot. That's a heck of a lot. So,
but we also don't know the Japanese retail yet.
Yeah,
as far as I'm aware.
So that's a huge departure from the $80 or so that the Sideswipe went for. So I mean, that's a hard pill to swallow. But if I am guaranteed that I'm going to buy the official Masterpiece toy when it's released, I'm just going to do it. So I'm going to again stop buying third-party Masterpiece unless it's some ridiculous, if somebody did an Alligator Con Optimus Prime and it was Masterpiece, I might get that. So so I guess I'm going to divest myself of all my third-party Masterpiece toys. So I actually thought about doing a video like Diecast was going to do with Kronos and just burn them all to see how many hits I could get. But I would also probably get death threats with that. So
yeah, yep,
yeah.
Now burning Kronos, no one cares about that. But
yeah, nobody's on Kronos' side.
So that doesn't mean I'm not going to get some third-party stuff because again, there are things that come out that are cool that Spartan, Culture. I don't know if Culture exactly is a Masterpiece style toy.
It's not. It's not intended to be.
Yeah, so things like that, I'll probably still continue to buy. But for my own sanity, I can't do the third-party Masterpiece stuff anymore.
One reason, like, if there is a Japanese retail price bump to Sunstreaker versus something like Sideswipe, the engineering on this is obviously a lot more complicated. They designed this where it can be configured either as a real Lamborghini or the cartoon supercar. There's also, like, the opening trunk. The speculation is that that's part of preventing there from being like seam lines down the main body of the car, which is probably something Lamborghini would have insisted on for the licensing.
Yeah.
There's a lot of elements to this that could lead to it having to cost more. Lamborghini may have charged them more for the license this time. We don't really know, and we're not gonna know for sure until the Japanese pre-orders go up and we can see what the actual SRP on it is. But this does look like it has a ton to offer just in the design and engineering over some of the other Autobot cars.
And I read in the article where Lamborghini actually had a hand in the design of this toy, so that's probably where some of the price goes to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it amazed me because this is one figure I did not expect to get. But I'm so glad they did it because this is really the first Transformer figure. So I can't wait to have this in my collection.
In the chat, and Mock Tackle said it would be cool if any of this pushed the third-party makers to move away from G1 Masterpieces.
Yes.
That's a good point.
Especially Springers. No more Springers. Ever.
I think they should just start focusing on Bruticus's.
Oh, there are, if you're not happy with the $120 price that we've seen so far for Sunstreaker, you can pick up a Sunsurge on eBay right now. There's plenty of them, and I'm looking, and they're going about $50 or $60 right now.
So my friend Chris,
it's the Sunset for Sunsurge.
So my friend Chris, who lives here locally, messaged me on Facebook. Saying he was trying to get rid of a lot of his stuff in his collection. He just didn't have room for it, etc., etc. He told me what it was, and I said, you should just donate it and write it off on your taxes. I'm thinking about doing that with a lot of my stuff. Like, it would be a lot easier just to do that than it would be to try to sell a lot of that crap. Piece. Yeah, and I wouldn't have to worry about people. I wouldn't have to worry about scammers and things like that. So
I don't know. This news just makes me happy because once again my patience has paid off. Like, I didn't buy any of the third-party Masterpiece Megatrons, the Ironhides, the Infernos, and now Sunstreaker. And the officials just keep coming. You just have to be patient.
Well, I mean, I don't regret buying third-party figures. There is a figure here too that I regret buying, but in general, I don't regret buying them. You shouldn't buy them thinking that, Takara or Hasbro are never going to do an official. You should buy it because you like it and you want it at that time.
I don't disagree with that.
I bought Sunsurge.
Yeah, me too.
I don't regret that.
I do.
It's a nice figure. It's
So there's a risk you're willing to take. I totally get what you're saying. A risk. That risk has hit so many times at this point that I am no longer willing to take that risk because it's getting close to certainty.
Exactly.
That's not what I'm saying.
Not everyone is willing to take that risk, though. So you don't have to spend all this money on third party because chances are good now, especially with 84 and 85, that eventually, if you just wait, there will be an official one.
I mean, I understand Diecast's perspective on this, where it's not so much of a, I want to wait this out and get, version X over version Y necessarily. It's just, this looks like a cool toy. I'm going to go ahead and buy this.
Exactly.
If something comes up later where I decide I want to replace it, well, that just happens, and that could happen with another third party, not even, another official toy. It just, you never know.
Fair enough.
The same thing happens with Generations collecting, too, at this point.
Like, I'm buying that, obviously, that Fans Toys Phoenix. If Hasbro and Takara ever do a Masterpiece Skyfire, I'll buy that too. I'm not going to regret buying Phoenix, which I'll have in my hand tomorrow as long as the post office delivers it. But and then in 3 years, if I get an official, I'll be happy with that.
Don's dear friend Blade Raider in the chat said that he loves the fact that MP Chip Chase comes with a Sunstreaker.
I mean, Sun Surge came with a Chip Chase too, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But because
you can't help but notice the jabs at third-party companies with this toy.
Yeah.
But one thing though is that for me it's a lot about the character, and it's also a lot about the money because I'm a cheap ass bastard. I am, but
no.
Yeah, big shock. But I have Sun Surge, and I think he looks great in my Masterpiece collection, and I just don't see right now spending the $120 for the official one when I have a very good representation in my collection. Now, that's not to say I might not pick it up later on, because I wasn't planning on getting Ironhide and Ratchet until Matt showed off how good he actually looks in person versus all those terrible photos that we had.
But now I will make you buy the Sunstreaker too, Don.
But also,
I swear it right now.
I said this pre-show. I have Downbeat. Other than a little bit of which is jazz. Yeah, other than a little bit of down here on the feet where the wheel wells transform, I can't see Takara making a better looking jazz.
I can.
I don't care if they can.
Well, give them time.
But for the money that they're charging now, this is a perfect jazz for my collection because it's a great representation of the character. So, there is that too.
Let's move on. I do want to just respond to Don's point before we do. So, the main difference is buying third party doesn't perpetuate the brand. If a Masterpiece toy comes out and I like it, I'm going to buy it because that actually sustains Transformers. We're buying, FT911, Del Toro, Mi Amigo, Razor, or something, whatever the hell the name would end up being, does nothing except for keep splintering a bubble that's going to burst anyway.
I'm just trying to figure out what character that code name would be for. I don't know.
So, Transformers merchandise featuring... what is this? I didn't see this. So
Transformers merchandise feature coming to Walmart in June. This is something that I learned firsthand. I talked to the toy department manager at Walmart a week or so ago, and I didn't push for any information. This is stuff she volunteered to me as I was trying to find a Tiny Turbo Changer's Blackout. She was like, if you're looking for some new Transformers, check back in June because they are sending us an Action Alley feature. Action Alley is the big main aisle out in front of the side aisles. They're sending an Action Alley feature that we're going to be setting out in June. The Hasbro rep that visits the stores came in and gave her the heads up about it. So... we've been noticing that Walmart's been a little bit slow to stock some of the other lines. The movie stock has been a little bit slow too. This might be the actual push forward to get the most current stuff out there. She told me that they'll probably be coming in, be delivered in early in June, but she doesn't know exactly when the set out date is.
Well, now there's a lot of history to that because I do have some experience with Walmart through the years collecting and stuff. Yeah. Well, I mean,
I used to do a lot of shopping there.
Yeah, and
I used to. I don't so much anymore.
But a lot of the times when they have these features come in, that's when you see the stuff not coming in on the side on the peg hooks themselves. And so, and I've seen this in more than one case, in which the stuff isn't restocked for several months, then all of a sudden you have a huge display. So I have seen this happen before, and it makes a lot of sense to explain why they're not just the stuff isn't showing up.
And this is coming in June. The set out date is uncertain, but my common sense suspicion on this would be it's going to go out the week the movie premieres.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we have,
but hopefully that will be seeing wave 2 of the movie stuff, maybe wave the rest of wave 4, and maybe some wave 5 hitting brick and mortar retail for generations. Hopefully this will be a big influx of new product that we've been waiting for.
So I was almost going to say something about this next item, then I had to stop myself. Then I had to stop myself to say, no, yeah, you're right. So God Bomber looks awesome.
Yeah,
From the
it
front.
does.
Yeah,
From the front.
But has anyone ever been able to say that God Bomber looks great?
In the
until
show.
Well, so we have new photos of LG42 God Bomber. Mine, I'm waiting fulfillment on the one that I ordered. It's already been charged.
I got my 10-day warning today.
Nice.
I did too.
He looks great, so I can't wait to get my hands on this.
I can't wait to get whatever Hasbro box set that ends up being in.
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess it will be Firepower.
Yeah.
Because God Bomber may be many things, but intelligent it is not.
Yeah. So this will be really, really impressive.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting it and actually putting together the God Jinrai I did not actually know I was buying the first half of in December.
And the best part, no chrome.
Yeah, well, I mean, if it was just the bare silver chrome like it would be on God Bomber, that probably would not be a huge problem. It's when you put, the transparent paint over it to tint it. That's when you get like immediate problems with it. Because Generations Jetfire's chrome, the chrome itself held on to the toy for the most part. It was the clear red paint chipping off of it at the least provocation.
So on my God Bomber, the chrome all chipped off years ago because of basically off most of the toys that I had displayed because of remember how in my old office I had the cat litter box in there, and the room became very dusty, and depending on the kind of litter we used at the time, it actually ended up damaging the multiple toys. It sucked bad, but
yeah, no kidding.
I'll live with it.
I'm surprised how big God Bomber is. I did not expect him to be that big.
Yeah, we had seen side-by-sides with Super Jinrai in the magazine scans a few months ago, basically showing that it was the same height. It's less mass, less complexity. That's why the price point's a little bit lower. Yeah.
So I'm assuming that I guess he has to he's a parts former, I'm assuming? Or...
parts former to become God Jinrai. As far as we can tell, it can probably cleanly transform between its independent modes.
That's interesting. Nice.
What's really interesting, though, which is something I pointed out way back when, it uses the Combiner Wars socket connection to connect the legs to the body so that you can remove them easily to do the combinations. Which means I'm going to do so many stupid interchange tricks with God Bomber and the Combiner.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun.
That'll be fun. Okay. Oh my God, there's so much movie stuff this week.
Yeah, we had a more movie week than other stuff week, but I think a lot of this we can blow through kind of quick.
People care about it, surprisingly.
Right, but we're already an hour into the show, and we haven't got to the Amazon plugs yet.
Oh, yes.
tfradio.net/Amazon.
So one thing you can't get at tfradio.net/Amazon is Build-A-Bear stuff, and there's going to be a Transformers, Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, and Bumblebee bears and costumes and
sound options
and stuff. Yeah,
they are introducing elements so that you can make an Optimus Prime or Bumblebee bear at Build-A-Bear Workshop. They did the same thing for Power Rangers when the movie came out.
Yeah, we just Noah just made a Build-A-Bear Sonic, and it was really awesome. I am tempted by that Bumblebee. I will be honest with you.
They look horrible, but that's okay because they're not for me.
Yeah, there you go.
And that's okay.
That is okay. I am 4 years old, so I'm half tempted by this.
Well, most of us are 4 years old inside. That's,
Yeah.
I just don't understand the point of now finally doing an Optimus Prime. Mommy, why is Optimus Prime coming to kill me?
Yeah.
He says he wants my face.
So, speaking
I want there to be like a study and see how many children had nightmares about Optimus Prime starting from like Revenge of the Fallen.
That'd be interesting.
Of course, Revenge of the Fallen can give you nightmares for other reasons.
Yep. So, speaking of just a face, that's what the Transformers Bumblebee movie, that's all we get, is his head. Looking
well, yeah, so we get like an early poster kind of thing. What's important about this is that we get the, I guess, tentative title for the movie, which is Transformers Universe Bumblebee.
That sounds like a toy from 2004.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Except they didn't have the Bumblebee trademark available then, so it wouldn't have been.
Bumble Blast? Or, no,
well, it sounds like they're setting up Transformers Universe Bumblebee And the next movie is going to be Transformers Universe Hot Rod.
Wee. Okay. So that's something. So we have a leak on Hot Rod. Actually, Bumblebee is the one with the leak. This was a package leak. But it's only like a partial on the toy.
Yeah, so what this is, I toy detected this. You can
Rob.
go and read the whole article at tformers.com, but the short version is, do you remember that Lorem Ipsum package asset sample we saw a while back? This is the front of that.
Ah, okay.
This is the corner of the presumed Hot Rod Bumblebee 2-pack, which, because it is a 2-pack, is probably the Toys R Us exclusive Mission to Cybertron branding, which is why it's red and not black like the Last Night toy line stuff is. So, while Hot Rod may not be an exclusive to Toys R Us flat out, our first indication, our first proof of it existing is.
Neat. Yeah, cool. Let's see here.
Being a toy detective is fun sometimes.
It is.
I was like, man, those are definitely Bumblebee feet, so that makes a lot more sense.
Well, they're not. That actually is the Hot Rod character art over the name tag. There is a similarity in design, though.
So I'm looking at the show notes, and obviously we just copy and paste directly from the site. It's funny how easy it is to do a typo on the word night. Because I caught where I made a typo back in February on Toy Fair, so...
Whoops.
Yeah. So it's like, oh, people are liking this video called Last Light with a L-N-I-G-H-T. So we have...
Yeah, I tried to go in and fix any typos like that I catch, but I can't get them all.
It was fixed. You fixed on the site. It looks like it's fixed. So we have the same thing. I just re-clicked on that again. Voyager Dinobot.
We have the same thing.
It's the same link. Voyager Dinobot Scorn. This is a new mold, right? This isn't. We didn't get Scorn we got him as a deluxe last time. I thought.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Subsequent to this, we got pictures from Amazon that are the stock images of the robot and dinosaur modes. Those are not in this article. Unfortunately, I didn't think to update the show notes for that. Oops. But hopefully it's just bad stock photography because it doesn't actually look as good as the deluxe toy from 2014.
So the thing,
at least in dinosaur mode.
The thing that gets me about this, and I know hopefully it doesn't carry over, but I see that one, he has red plastic. And two, his crotch is split. So I see that and automatically think of Beast Wars Inferno and how terrible that pelvis is. And there's like, if there's 10,000 of those still existed, there's only like probably 20 that actually lock correctly. So probably not a concern, but it's always a concern.
I hope if Scorn appears in the movie that he is red to match the toy and will be the only Dinobot with any color. That will not be the case, but that's what I hope for.
Yeah. Okay, let's see here.
He got pointier, though, didn't he?
So, sorry, what?
Oh, looking at the picture of the other pictures for the Voyager, and he got a lot pointier, didn't he?
Yeah, he now has 3 sets of spines instead of just the central one.
Yeah. So, and it looks like it's a finer set than the previous figure, too.
So from Empire Magazine, we have a last night article scan. Is there anything in this, Chris, that's new?
Well, it kind of opens with Michael Bay telling the story of how his hair got vaporized one day.
Nice.
That was not on a Transformers shoot, but from what I remember of the article, he was doing his Benghazi movie. And during one scene with a lot of pyro elements where he was like even wearing a fire suit, and was in there when they were setting everything on fire, it got a little out of hand and the back of his hair got, as it quotes here, vaporized off his head. And then a little while later he had to call in to address the writer's room when they first convened.
Interesting.
So that was an interesting story. It's the article's worth a read. It's kind of entertaining. It's mostly the experience of watching Michael Bay work, which we've heard about a lot over the last 10 years.
Yeah.
But there's a little bit other interesting in there too. I think this is where we get the first hint that the Bumblebee movie might be set in the 1980s.
Oh, Cool. That would be interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so up next we have Transformers The Last Night, Dark Optimus Prime from Takara Tomy.
I think this looks really good with all the gray plastic matching.
So this is that Voyager one they're doing as a premium with movie tickets, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said on this. I'm sorry, after you.
I was going to say, just it's okay. It doesn't scream I have to have it.
I'm never buying it, but it looks better. It looks better than I would have thought.
The draw for this, I think, is just that they like up-decoed it significantly, so it looks like a more finished toy.
The second photo looks a lot better than the first. The angle on it. Still not buying it, but yeah, the deco is really nice.
Well, like I said, though, just on the version we got, the mismatch of the grays and the silver and all just really kind of bugged me. And if I was going to get a version of this, it would be this one. But I'm not.
Yes, because this would cost you at least $100, probably because you'd have to have it middlemaned.
Oh,
Precisely.
I miss having people.
Although, you might be able to find one on Taobao for cheaper.
That's true.
Yeah.
Does Taobao have an affiliate program?
They should. Diecast. You're like somebody's affiliate, right?
I'm a known seller.
That's
Or
awesome.
known buyer, I guess.
Okay. Let's see here. What else we got? Oh God. The Bluetooth speaker heads for Optimus Prime, Megatron, and Bumblebee. These are so...
And Squeaks.
And Squeaks. They are so creepy. Squeaks is not creepy. Squeaks is adorable. But that Megatron is so damn creepy. I don't need any more Bluetooth speakers. I have my Echo.
Especially for $100 each.
They're $100
For one the size of a human head.
Oh, is it the size of a human head?
That's...
I assume they were, smaller.
Yeah.
Well, it says human size Optimus Prime figure to Bluetooth speaker. So yeah, I'm pretty sure for $400 for the Optimus Prime one at least, it's the size of a human head.
So $400 for Optimus?
Yeah. The other ones are the other ones obviously have to be smaller, but yeah.
These have
Squeaks looks horrible. The only one I would actually get is Optimus Prime.
I'm not getting any of them.
I mean, the sculpt, the character likeness on them looks pretty good, which you'd expect for, a higher ticket.
I would get Optimus Prime if he dropped down to 100, maybe.
I wouldn't. It's probably half the speaker.
That's half the price of a lamp.
Yeah.
I love lamp.
And that looks, I love lamp. And that
they should put a Bluetooth speaker. They should put a Bluetooth speaker in the Unicron lamp.
They could.
Then you could just run the Unicron planet mode theme through it all the time.
So it does not take standard.
And then raise the price another $400.
Yeah, it does. It does not take standard light bulbs, right? Because they make Bluetooth light bulbs that you can play that are also speakers.
Really?
Yes. They do. Yeah.
Of course.
Hey, why not?
Of course they do. Why not?
And probably
I'm sure that Unicron's full of LEDs.
And probably the best story of the week, though, is we have color-changing slushes from Sonic. And I was at Sonic yesterday, or the day before, and I saw this on the menu, and I did not jump on it.
So, Kilby, let me ask you a question.
Yes.
When you go to Sonic,
yes,
and you're sitting there waiting for your order, do you just, spontaneously start thinking of JD?
Yes.
Because I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do. I sure do.
JD loved his Diet Dr. Pepper from Sonic before every show.
It's an Oklahoma thing. So, okay, so there are basically three flavors: cherry slush with blue raspberry, gross. Cherry is great. The raspberry is gross. Orange slush with grape, that would be interesting. And clear slush with grape. I don't know what that clear slush is.
Yeah, what flavor is
Just
clear
ice.
exactly?
It's sort of amazing that we've never had a Sonic-themed Sonic drink. Like Sonic the Hedgehog.
Sonicception.
True.
There's probably a reason for that. It's probably because there's enmity between Sonic the character and Sonic the restaurant for, name infringement.
However, you could order yourself an Optimus Prime and ask them to go heavy on the blue, and it would probably, the color would probably work out about right.
Yeah. Hey, so Chris mentioned a minute ago we hadn't got to our Amazon plug yet, but here we are. Please use our Amazon links at tfradio.net/Amazon. I actually just saw that Braun is available right now on Amazon for less than $10, shipped with free Prime shipping. He's an awesome toy, and that is
awesome.
tfradio.net/Braun.
And if you want to watch a review of that, go to T-Formers TV on YouTube, and I happen to have one with an awful, awful cold opening.
Yeah.
I'm so not sorry for that.
That Dinobot set is still available for less than $80. When I say less than, it's like a nickel less than $80. But it's there. That's at tfradio.net/dino. Lio Kaiser, still available, less than $100. And Sky
Someone
Shadow.
please buy that. I just want that Lio Kaiser to be off Amazon, so I'm not tempted.
You don't have it?
Well, no, Diecast, you have to buy it.
You don't have
You gotta
that?
do the work yourself.
I mean, and we all were kind of worried with that being the technically the last known American gift set for a Combiner Wars, that it was going to be real hard to get and just vanish real fast.
Well, no, I don't think we
were worried because it was Entertainment Earth exclusive.
Yeah. And $20 more expensive than all the other ones. But now neither of those things is an issue because there it is on Amazon for the same price the other stuff started at.
Yeah. So, yeah.
And hey, Sky Shadow.
tfradio.net/Amazon. Seriously, please, if you buy anything from Amazon, just think of us and use the link. Go bookmark it, whatever. It's how we pay for everything. It really helps us out, and I mean that seriously. So, and for everyone out there who uses it, thank you very much. We appreciate, love you. Thank you very much. Okay, third-party news. Hey, Don, did you hear about this Fans Toys Rogue?
Rouge.
Not actually.
Rouge. U before G is Rouge.
Oh, I'm dyslexic.
Yeah. Actually, no, not anything recent. I just knew it was a thing that existed, and it's interesting looking. Looks like it's not a Headmaster.
No, it's not.
Yeah, so skip it.
Is she too human?
A little bit. They're more conservative with the proportions of the torso than the Hasbro release, but the torso was always supposed to be angular. The arms and legs were supposed to be, basically more curved, more cylinders. RC's body is supposed to be angular. Her chest is just a wedge. It's not a wedge with, oddly suggestive curves in it. It's just a wedge.
I really want a more movie RC, and movie being the original. Yeah, that's really what I want in a Masterpiece scale. And I thought Fans Toys would be the one to do that, and
it looks like they changed the sculpt of the chest to make it less like what it looked like in the movie. From the one picture that shows the two with an arrow pointing.
I want them to do promo pictures that aren't like creepy pinup poses.
Yeah.
Don't hold your breath.
Being an RC fan, I really wish they would cut that on the cheesecake poses and just give decent. Because you're not going to see Springer in these kind of poses.
Is that so? Is the one with the arrow? Does that mean that they changed their sculpt, or does that mean that it comes with an optional correct chest? Because
comes with an optional chest.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, I didn't actually catch that in the parts
an
layout.
Optional chest.
Well, no, this is actually a good thing in this case because you can have, if you prefer the movie styling, you can have that represented, or if you want something that's more curved like the Generations toy for whatever perverse reason, that option is also available to you.
You know what we talked about in the first episode of Radio Free Cybertron? Transmetal 2 Black Arachnia. I talked about Transmetal 2 Black Arachnia on the first episode. I was just listening to it because of the website. And there was, that was nearly 20 years ago. And that, God.
Still a thing.
I'm so over that.
I have a little bit more sympathy towards that just because that's from the original design. It looked like that. So just in my mind, there's a distinction there.
Yeah.
Whether or not you want to go into whether it should have looked like that, that's an individual aesthetic choice. But I have to say that if it really does come with an optional chest that does not have any, embellishment, let's say, I'm happy to hear that. I'm glad they did that.
Yeah,
That's good.
I'll just add that it's I want to see I want to see actual real colors instead of just a digibash.
Yeah.
But I figured if anyone would do a headmaster, it would be one of the third parties by now. And it's like
Well, there's still a lot of third parties to go.
I know, but it's like Aaron Archer paid them off. Like, hey, this guy here, don't make this toy for him either.
There's always the possibility too that Fans Toys could come out after the fact with an upgrade kit for this. Yeah,
that's possible.
Fans Toys, they will occasionally they'll have like a replacement part that comes with another toy to fix or upgrade. I don't know that they have standalone kits that they normally do.
No, but they could if they want to like engineer a little exosuit Daniel and maybe some extra accessories of some kind. Do it. Dr. Wu. But Don, probably whenever Mastermind gets around to doing an RC, you can probably like a G1 style, not the IDWE War for Cybertron. That was theirs, right? But if they ever do like a Masterpiece, an Ocular Max RC, you can probably count on that having either a kit or a variation that would have the Headmaster parts.
Just once again, wait and see for 30 years running.
Yeah. Sorry.
It's all right. I've been waiting this long. Waiting this long.
Yeah, so exactly right. Don has been waiting this long. He can wait until he gets the RC he wants and deserves.
And then I'll die the day before it comes out.
That would suck. Bad Cube Brawny and Backland reissues. So just the fact that they are reissuing these, that's the news. Nothing new about them, right?
A little bit different of a color.
Yeah, they've modified the deco a little bit, but they're also supposed to come with their pre-order bonuses again.
Yeah,
that's nice.
What were they?
I don't remember.
Oh,
it was the Quintesson pack,
and I think Backland came with the Decepticon detector from Five Faces of Darkness.
Yes. I'm glad these are coming back out because these were really expensive if you wanted to get them.
They were expensive. These also were the first full figures this company produced, if I remember correctly, and they had not gotten not everything was dialed. Yeah, not everything was dialed in correctly with these. So these are supposed to have their modern production standards. So they should be better figures, and the engineering on these is simpler than their subsequent stuff.
Or was Wardog Fans Toys Hound?
Wardog was Warpath.
Wardog
was Warpath.
Okay, so that's what I was right. Okay. Not getting them. MMC, speaking of things I'm not getting, not that I don't want them, but I'm not getting them. Ocular Max Remix Series, Vulture and Buzzard, not Laserbeak and not Buzzsaw. We have new photos. Again, I think they look great, but I'm not buying a 2-pack. I'm not going in with somebody to get one. I have problems with Jaguar, the not Ravage, and while the same problems are not going to exist with this, I'm not going to subject myself to it. But they do look really nice.
Yeah. And this is also one of those things where you can look at it and say, yeah, Takara is not going to do this specifically. Yeah. They're not going to make a Masterpiece cassette the size of an actual audio cassette.
So, going back to something I said a little while ago, because I worry that the comment came off as too sharp when I said that the bubble was going to burst. It's funny that Takara is not going to do something like this, but third-party companies are going to release 7 Springers. I guess that's more or less where I was going. Yeah, sustainability. MMC reformatted series, Aero Alpha, an official IDW Wing figure.
Wing is from the Drift miniseries. It's okay if you have no idea who he is.
Yeah.
He looks awesome. I have no attachment.
Cool design.
He does look really good.
Yeah.
This is the kind of third-party stuff that I like.
Is he like Drift's brother or something?
No, he was the character who Shane McCarthy created to die to motivate Drift's character.
Yeah, he brought Drift into the Crystal City fold.
So he's a prime cliff jumper. Sorta.
More or less.
In a sense, yes. In a sense. I don't think he would have been voiced by The Rock, but
That would
otherwise...
awesome. I like the robot mode, but I especially like the vehicle mode. It's super clean.
Yeah.
That looks great.
Well, Mastermind does good stuff.
They do. They do good stuff. So, yeah. Again, I just want to go back. Like none of my issues are with any company in particular. It's just the framework that everything exists in. Sorry, like before the show, like during pre-show before we were streaming, I was so riled up, and I've calmed way down. So
anyway, there should be a Drift figure in the same style following this. I think that's why this is Arrow Alpha. I believe Beta will be Drift.
Nice. Hey, Rob, what's on T-Formers this week?
Not much. Just my review of Optimus Prime #7, which is out today. Priscilla Tramontano is filling in on art for Kazama this month, and it looks really good. It's a pretty good issue. I enjoyed it.
Cool. This is, I think, the start of a run of fill-in artists for a few issues. It's not like it's going to be a storyline thing. It's just going to be a few issues loosely connected. I think they are gearing up for the First Strike crossover coming later this year.
Ah.
Cool.
So kind of like the Robots in Disguise holding pattern we went into there.
Yeah.
Yes, but with, generally artists that we like seeing better.
I'm all for it then.
Cool. Don, what's on the network this week?
Well, what's on the network is going to be when I get to the page. Thank you.
Don was probably expecting the What's on T-Formers to take longer.
Yeah. What's on the network this week? Superhero Time presents that one episode of Star Trek, The Paradise Syndrome.
Awesome.
This week, discussion about the teaser for Star Trek Discovery, XV's newly obtained Star Trek Voyager early production materials, and our episode is The Paradise Syndrome from the original series, Season 3. This is the one where Kirk becomes the god of a Native American tribe. Yeah.
Yeah, we've actually done all of the animated series, so, that'd be reruns if we were going back to that.
Yeah, sorry. Take 4 Wrestling, episode number 32, an interview with Chris Payne. This week on Take 4 Wrestling, JT Hogg interviews pro wrestler Chris Payne, who was recently featured on the WWE TV. Chris shares his view on becoming a professional wrestler, wrestling with JT Hogg, and his experience in the WWE. Being Awesome, episode 104, building an excuse to talk Universal. This week in Awesome, Rob talks the Building Bear TF5 promotion before using the TF ride at Universal as basis for defending live-action Transformers designs. Q&A about quitting. Rob ain't a quitter. Get the Skinny return next week. Same skinny time, same skinny channel.
We recorded it. It'll be up Friday.
Yeah. RPG Lessons Learned, episode 3, The Prison Break. On RPG Lessons Learned, Dusty and Brian discuss their first prison break experience. How do we prepare for the game? What did we learn? All that and more on this episode.
I'm really happy response to that has really shot up after the 3rd episode, so that's really great. Thank you guys for listening.
So what did you end up in prison for anyway?
The game before we wiped. So basically, we were defeated by the enemies that we were fighting, but based on the fact that we were able to get into their stronghold, take down basically everybody up until the very end, they felt that we were very valuable prisoners to have, that we could be utilized for something.
So it wasn't like securities fraud or anything.
No, nothing like that. No SEC violations or anything like that.
I think it was insider trading on Transformer toys.
Possible.
Oh.
This week on How Was Your Weekend, episode 5, Don't Touch Me. It's like a messy episode. On this episode of How Was Your Weekend, Wendy and Brian finally get around to discussing a book that they both read recently, The Like Switch. What do certain social cues mean? How can you better connect with others? We learned that Brian doesn't always pick up on social cues. A big shock there. And Wendy doesn't like anybody touching her. Oh, and Brian's really proud of his handshake. All that and a zombie apocalypse on this week's episode.
So I'll say this. It's funny because Wendy is a well-adjusted human being. And in the episode, we talk about how she is easy to make friends, how people are very inclined to, talk to her, share whatever, and how not with me, I'm more of an acquired taste. The book goes into a lot of like social cues and things that she thinks are obvious, and I'm like, I didn't know that. So I think, especially out there, for some our nerd brethren out there, it might be worth a listen. It's pretty great.
All right, and then there goes my money. Episode 17. Which version of Bumblebee was this knocked off of again? There goes my. I keep saying our. There goes my money. We discussed 2 new third-party not Combaticon combiner limbs that seem they should belong to another third party. Plus, we talk about another in a series of weird upscaled and knocked off Transformers. This time it's movie Bumblebee, and then we talk about all the awesome Transformers we got this week, and then we discuss the pre-orders.
Yeah. So let's see here. I want to mention, talk about the zombie apocalypse on my Happy Day podcast. Actually, it was a video. I did an interview from the North Wilkesboro, which again, Wilkes County, zombie apocalypse event. I interviewed the organizer, and it's one of my more popular videos thus far. I mean, the audience for that show is very, very low, relatively speaking. It's a very narrow audience. It's already had like 1,000 views or close to it. So, considering how narrow the target is, I'm pretty happy with that. So you should check that out. I had a lot of fun with it. Diecast, did you have anything for RFC reviews?
Yeah, I had a Voyager Optimus Prime, and did I do anything else? I had Voyager Optimus Prime.
Well, you can find out by going to RFC Reviews on YouTube.
Heck
yes.
Yeah. And let's see, you remember you can find this episode at tfradio.net/520 to view the show notes. We have links that we mention, all that stuff. You can download the show. You can subscribe on iTunes or wherever you subscribe, right there, tfradio.net/520. And don't forget our voicemail line. You can use it also to send texts. That's 931-99-GO-BOT. That's 931-994-6268. You can follow us on Twitter at TFRadio, on Facebook at facebook.com/TFRadio, and on Instagram at TF Podcast. I am personally on Twitter at BKilby, and on Instagram at Brian Kilby. Diecast, how do people get a hold of you?
You can get a hold of me on Twitter at Diecast2, on Facebook at Reviews by Diecast, and which I'm doing every once in a while today on Taobao, which people seem to enjoy.
Yes.
And I pick a random weird thing that's Transformers related that I found on Taobao.
I love that.
And then you can also find my reviews on YouTube at RFC Reviews.
Sweet. Chris
RTXV on Twitter. I post stuff to T-Formers TV on YouTube, and of course on T-Formers very routinely. You can find a lot of news I've written there, photo galleries, when I have the time to put them together as separate from a review.
Nice. Don.
I can be reached on Twitter at HMRC, the number 4 EVR.
Matt.
On Twitter at Melvar with 3 L's and 2 R's.
Heck yeah. Rob.
I am on Twitter at Figure Reviewers and Flail-Throughs. Just like XV, I post Transformers reviews on YouTube at T-Formers TV and write at tformers.com. And I'm also on YouTube at Flail-Throughs, where I've begun a new game this week. It's called Dead Cells, and it is a side-scrolling Metroidvania-type game with elements of Dark Souls.
Interesting.
And procedurally generated areas also.
Nice.
Really neat. I enjoy it.
John, what about you?
First, the term Metroidvania delights me because most people under the age of 16 have no idea what a good Metroid or Castlevania game.
Well, that was coined by Jeremy Parrish, who is probably in his early 40s now. So.
Oh yes.
Mm-hmm. You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, MyFitnessPal, everything under that John D.
Sweet. Well, everybody out there, again, thank you for watching. Don't forget to watch us live or listen. Most of our audience still listens. So I don't want to just forsake our podcast audience because, that's where I spend all the time and money producing for you guys. The video is just nice, easy byproduct. So tfradio.net/live. Watch live each week. We start streaming around 8 o'clock pre-show until 8:30. Then the show starts. And we love interacting with our chat. Our chat rocks. We have people coming in. Sometimes we have old-timers coming back that we haven't seen in a while. It's a family, and we love it. So tfradio.net/live.
Come be part of the community.
Be part of the community. We will be back next week. Have a good one. Bye. My throat is so dry.
Where's my Beast Wars Megatron Masterpiece? That's what I want to know.
Exactly what I was thinking. I want a frickin' Beast Wars Megatron Master. I want a Transmetal Beast Wars Megatron.
Well, hey, you know what? Yes. You know what? Tokyo Toy Show is the first week of June, and you know what we're probably going to see there for the first time? Dinobot.
Yeah.
Yep. I am so looking forward to that Saturday night.
So is Sunstreaker going to be out before Dinobot? Because Sunstreaker's done, and we haven't seen Dinobot at all.
I don't think we have a number for Dinobot yet, so I would assume yes.
Do we have a release date for some Sunstreaker?
What is MP38? I think is the best question to start with.
That might be Toy Beast
Artfire?
Is it?
Artfire's 37. I
think the Toy Colors Optimus Primal might be 38.
Okay.
That confirmed. Sense. Yes.
Yeah, so Sunstreaker will be out before Dinobot.
For the heck of it,
process of elimination.
For the heck of it, last night I checked Amazon Japan just to see if I could pre-order or purchase Artfire. No, still no.
I tried that today. I tried with Leo Prime, and some stuff I had in my. I tried to order in the past but couldn't. Nothing is orderable.
Yeah, I'm sure the stuff being orderable was a mistake from the beginning. Mm-hmm. Which I think was an opinion I expressed at the time, too. This is probably a mistake.
Yeah, I say that to myself all the time.
Yeah.
So, so one thing I found, and this is not to knock against you guys because I love you guys, and we can't change the situation that we don't live together under one house yet. Okay, look, no offense, and I'm not going to name any names, but there's some of you I don't want to live with. But I have to say, now that I've got 2 podcasts that I'm recording here in the studio, face to face every week, it is so awesome. I wish. Yeah, and I mean, our panels we do, our panel podcasts. Yeah. Those are fun to do. Yes.
Anytime we crowd into a hotel room.
Hey, TFCon.
Same difference, yeah.
Yeah.
We will be at TFCon. Most of us will anyway. Not all of us, but that'll be nice. I wish TFCon... I know it won't, but I really like the hotel that TFCon was in Charlotte. It's also 15 minutes from my house, so I wouldn't need to use it.
Yeah.
Hey, and I've got 2 guest rooms. So Diecast has slept in one of them.
Yep.
I don't know that you actually slept, probably, but...
No, I did. I don't have a problem sleeping.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I wish it would come back. Okay, I need to do a little bit of work to set up. Diecast, do you have your toys set for There Goes My Money yet?
I put 3 things in.
Okay.
I don't know.
That's all. We don't need it.
Well, that's probably fine because Matt says he's got a lot of stuff to talk about. Kilby's got stuff to talk about.
Let me.
It's not like we're gonna have problems filling out a show length,
Right.
I just do not want to be up all night because, early morning.
Yeah, so give me just 2 minutes to do the overlay for the video, and we can start. I think I'll just... I don't think it'll make a difference if I let Massey.
No.
Oh, God,
yes.
No.
Yes.
Bad boy. You a bad... Why'd you do that?
You're good, Massey.
We were fine. We were petting. Everything was good.
Did you do on the floor?
Mean.
Did you doodle on the floor?
No, he doodles on the wall.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
No, I mean, he's just laying there. All of a sudden, just bite.
I decided I was hungry.
And now I'm getting the hard bumps that he's upset about something.
Let me do the...
I can't make the rain stop.
Aw.
I'm sorry.
Oh, Chris.
What?
Hey, Mickey and Scott are both wrong. Star Trek Beyond is terrible.
What?
I
I haven't watched the preview yet.
I didn't
No,
think
no,
I did.
Beyond,
It's
not
Discovery.
Discovery.
Which one is Beyond?
Third movie.
The third movie. Oh.
Star Trek Tokyo Drift.
It's god awful. It's the
Star Trek Tokyo. I like Tokyo Drift is too specific. I'm more like Star Trek and the Furious.
yeah. We're talking about the last movie.
Yeah.
Right, which I haven't watched.
It's probably my least favorite Star Trek movie. Period. It's awful.
Okay, so here's the thing. I haven't watched Into Darkness either because the 2009
You're
movie,
fine. You're fine.
The 2009 movie was not really to my taste. I didn't hate it, but I understood watching it. Okay, they are taking the franchise in a different direction to appeal to an audience that's not already super engaged with Star Trek. So, by definition, this is not really trying to reach out to me. And that's okay.
I am even okay with the 09 movie. Like, fine with it. I own a copy of it back here. Into Darkness is terrible. Beyond is crap. Like, I'm not saying one is better than the other. They both suck.
So I will say that Into Darkness is worse. It's worse than Beyond. Beyond is just... Into Darkness is just ill-conceived in every capacity. Beyond is...
It's Shattered Glass Wrath of Khan.
Yeah.
Made into an action movie.
Yeah, it's terrible.
You know why Wrath of Khan worked is because the climax of it was a submarine movie.
Yeah.
You can't really change genre in that and still get the same impact out of it. I need to watch Wrath of Khan again.
But Kirk died instead of Spock, and they brought him back to life with magic Khan blood.
God, it's so terrible. It is so terrible.
Oh, I wish they would have done a Planet Genesis thing with Kirk for Star Trek Beyond.
And then he becomes...
It probably would have been a better movie.
So I can't find my template for There Goes My Money, so we'll just record it without it, and I'll do it in post.
That sounds like that'll be a lot of fun. I don't have anything to talk about this week, but I'm going to hang around anyway if that's cool.
It'll take me 30 seconds to do it. I'm going to leave the stream going, so I don't think it'll matter. So
Give everybody a bonus.
give everybody a bonus.
Plus, by doing that, you basically guarantee the recording will screw up, and you'll have to use the stream output to put this together later.
Yeah, good point. So have a new recording going. So I am good whenever. Well, actually,
Episode number 19, right?
So yeah, actually, I think it's 18, isn't it?
No, I think it's... Well, check what's on the network this week. It's whatever number is after that one. So yeah, 18.
It's 18. Give me just 1 sec because I do have to fix one thing. Okay, it's fixed. So we're good to go.
All right, everyone. Welcome to another There Goes My Money, episode number 18. This episode's being recorded on May 24th, 2017. With me today, I have Brian Kilby, Don the Headmaster Ferguson, John DeLuna, Chris, a.k.a. XV, Rob Clay, Matt, a.k.a. Melvar, and, of course, me, Diecast.
It's the whole crew.
It's the whole crew.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's exciting because today, the most important news of where your money's going to go is Takara Tomy Masterpiece MP39 Sunstreaker. Who would have ever thought we would actually get a Sunstreaker?
Eventually.
It seems less likely than other things.
Yeah, I wasn't sure it would eventually come because of the the licensing with the.
Yeah. Definitely, the licensing was the biggest problem I saw. I thought if they were able to do it, they would have did it closer to Sideswipe, but they didn't, and I'm glad. It looks beautiful. Right now, the closest price we have is $120 US.
Steep.
Which is How much was
Sideswipe?
How much was Sideswipe?
He's 80
like
now.
85, 80.
You can get him for 80.
That was several years ago, though.
Yeah.
And there is a little bit more design in this figure, as we said. There is a little bit more. The doors open, the headlights can come up, the trunk, which is the front of the car, opens up. And also there are elements to either make it look like a Lamborghini Countach straight up, or you can make it look more animation accurate with the extra parts for Sun Surge on it, or Sunstreaker. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the modified parts is really what kind of made me question whether we'd ever get the licensing for it.
So
you can see there was some hoops they had to jump through.
Oh yeah. So it looks like they've done it well, though.
So basically, it's the super pursuit mode.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Damn it! I want this in black.
I'm sure we're going to get this as a police car eventually.
And we'll probably get a red one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, that's an interesting point, because they couldn't reissue G1 Sunstreaker because that mold has, as far as we know, been completely lost. It's gone. And there's a lot of Diaclone variants they could draw from this to recoup their development costs now.
Oh, yeah.
That are basically first to the modern market with the Masterpiece. That's really interesting.
Yeah, and this is estimated to release fourth quarter, but I'm thinking could even probably end up somewhere in the middle to late third quarter, just because it looks pretty well finished. So it probably just depends on factory time.
Yeah. Well, okay, so pursuant to that, do we have an idea when MP38 is coming out? We established at the end of RFC, or right after RFC, that would be the Toy Colors Masterpiece Optimus Primal. I don't think we talked about when that was coming out, because it might just be, if this is fourth quarter, it's just a pacing thing, so there's not a big saturation of Masterpiece releases all at one time.
Yeah, that's true. Transformers Masterpiece MP38, which is just the toy recolor Optimus Primal, he is estimated at the end of June.
Okay, well then there's a big gap there that they certainly could fill in the third quarter, like you said. So this might be, factory time, or they're just kind of giving themselves a little padding just in case.
They also have the Masterpiece Dirge in there to fill in some time too.
I was also wondering if they might be using the movie masterpieces to fill in a little bit of that space.
Oh yeah, that's a really good point. I didn't think of that.
Yeah, we've almost been getting a masterpiece every month now.
At least one.
Yeah. So that's a really good sign that we may see this early. Any other thoughts on Sunstreaker?
It's nice. It's expensive.
I've already pre-ordered it though.
I guess I have to offload my Sun Surge, but
burn your Sun Surges.
Yeah,
they're going on eBay for like $50 right now. So if you don't like the price of this,
it's a nice toy. If you don't mind having two Masterpiece toys, or if you're going to be one of those people that just like Don, who just gets the third-party stuff. I'm picking on you, Don. It's not true. I'm just giving you crap.
I know.
Sun Surge is very nice.
But if they do the police car version, the red Diaclone never did much for me. I mean, I know it's iconic for what it is, but if they do the police car version, I might pick that up just to have something different. It's like Artfire. I didn't get Inferno and Grapple, but I am getting Artfire because at least that way I do get the better Inferno version, and I've got that at least a representation of that mold. So I may pick up one of the Sunstreaker recolors if they do something other than red.
And next up on the block, we have KFC Toys EAVI, which is their metal phase 9A King Gorilla, I guess.
King Gorilla and Kongor.
And Kongor, which is their, what is this, ape face?
Ape face,
yeah. And I am kind of looking forward to this. I want to see how the QC is on it, but I wasn't expecting to get head. I mean, we saw earlier pictures of these from a show overseas not that long ago, but apparently it's already in production. Samples are out for reviews and stuff, and apparently he has a working tech spec meter in his chest.
Oh, that's nice.
It's also he is freaking huge.
Yeah, he's big, and he's $150.
I saw a picture of the jet mode that somebody was holding up, and it is like the it's not a big square, but like the edges are like a small pizza box as far out as they reach from someone's hand.
Yeah, they have him next to
Masterpiece Starscream.
Masterpiece Starscream, and he is definitely bulkier and a little bit longer than Masterpiece Starscream.
Yeah, and in robot mode, Starscream's the tallest part of Starscream is the fins, the intakes above his head, and that comes up to basically where the headmaster connects, and you still have the shoulders and the head. So literally, King Gorilla is head and shoulders taller than Starscream.
Big toy.
What do you think about this, Brian?
I'm not buying it.
Okay, I mean, I think, when we led into this and said it's a KFC Toys, did that kind of rule out anybody buying this here?
It kind of ruled out me buying it, yeah.
I think people like Don have forgiven them a little bit for certain things like Andras. I know he likes that toy.
Well, the KFC quality has gotten a lot better because I've got Andreas, I've got their Cyclonus, I've got their broadcast blaster mold, and all three are very solid toys. So as long as this one isn't a step back in review quality, I'm definitely tempted to get this and use the money I'm not spending.
Didn't your broadcast blaster just break?
That was the original.
That was my encore. That was my encore. That was the encore.
So it was an actual tragedy.
Yeah. So let me answer your question with another question. So would you consider this a Masterpiece third-party style toy?
Me?
I would consider this a Masterpiece third-party style toy in that they intend it to be a Masterpiece toy.
Then I'm not buying it. Done. I'm done.
I would say it's Masterpiece sized.
Yeah.
I don't know if
that's the terminology I use too. Masterpiece scale, sometimes Masterpiece alike, because it's definitely trying to imitate being a masterpiece. Whether the design lives up to that or not is a completely different question.
I do appreciate them, though, doing something that somebody else hasn't done.
Yeah.
Yes.
And as we talked about it on RFC or before dozens of times, just the big problem with third party, especially in the Masterpiece scale, is that there's just so many people tripping over each other doing the same character or characters. Something different is refreshing.
It's not a Springer.
Yes.
Yeah. And this is something that, I can't see Takara getting to in, the next 5 years, 10 years, probably 20. Yeah. So it's a good choice.
Yeah.
Face is a little weird and flat, though.
It depends on the angle, I find. So, there's one angle where it looks really good, but there's also the up from, ankle level where it's looking at, and the face looks really, really weird.
Yeah, that was the first robot mode shot I saw, and that was a little bit off-putting for me.
So maybe don't look at it from that angle if you buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and makes me sort of see what their Snapdragon turns out to be as well.
Yeah, because they are doing that. And speaking of Bad Cube and figures that may or may not be turned into masterpieces, they're re-releasing their Brawny and Backland, which is their OTS 02 and OTS 03, which they are Brawn and Outback.
Okay.
Yeah. So these are the mini bots. seems like Takara is eventually going to get to mini bots, so it's a good time to release these now before Hasbro or Takara gets a chance to do these.
So I honestly had a thought on the way home from work today, and this is something I've said several times, but it's still true. If I could have only one scale of Transformer, it would be mini bots. I know these are scaled up size, but like the whole Masterpiece thing, like being a little disillusioned with that, I have considered going back and dumping most everything from my collection other than like G1 mini bots, G2 mini bots, and anything that's in that scale that's cool. And I think I would be a happy Transformers fan if, like, you know, if my collection just consisted of stuff that I liked.
So you wouldn't buy anything bigger than a
Legends?
Legends?
Well, I'm just saying, like, if that's all there was to buy, I'd be fine. And that's my favorite scale. Like, it's why...
I mean, at this point, if you, like, wanted to actually pursue doing that, I know this is just, you know, spitballing here, but, like, if you actually want to, Iron Factory, DX9, a couple of the other ones have some offerings. Yeah. Like, there's a lot of third-party support for this scale, and it's good stuff.
It is good stuff.
Yeah, I have a little tiny Devastator back here. He's awesome.
Hulky.
Have you balanced the broadside on it yet?
Oh, yes. It's on Twitter.
Oh, okay, I'll go look for that later. I missed that one.
But basically, with these, they actually are a little bit cheaper than when they originally came out, and they're also each respective character is going to come with the extra accessories that were in that accessory pack. So
it's also worth noting. It's also worth noting, that when these came out, they Bad Cube's production quality, the factory they were working with was not up to the same standards as their later releases. So these will be of a better tolerance level, better quality in their build than the original releases.
Oh, nice.
So even if if you are really into these designs and you have the originals, it might be worth considering double dipping on these to get them the way they were meant to be.
Cool.
Yeah, and they're redoing Huffer too, so eventually we're going to get.
Oh yeah, that was
Huffer.
actually their first one, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was when they were Cube X, and then
yes.
They were Cube X. Oh, yes. I didn't know that.
Yeah, and then they went to Bad Cube when they switched factories because they weren't happy with the quality of that original figure.
Awesome. Hey, I wonder.
Yeah, I think Warpath was their first one fully out of that new factory.
Oh, okay. Didn't Warpath came out after these guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we should change our name.
You've suggested that over the years occasionally.
Jokingly.
Does that mean we'll be better quality?
Yeah, maybe.
No.
No.
We're already the peak of quality. What are you talking about?
So did anyone get anything cool this week?
Yes.
I got a lot of stuff.
Matt?
All right, so, well, you asked me if I got anything cool this week. Well, I got a lot of cool stuff, but I also got Shattered Glass Starscream.
Oh, I didn't.
From the club.
You know, I should have specified. It doesn't have to be cool. It can be not cool too.
I didn't realize
okay,
it was so ugly.
Well, yeah. Yeah, it sure is.
I heard people joking about how bad it was.
Shattered Glass Starscream.
But it does look especially bad.
The face looks really bad in white. Like, terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, on video, it just looks like it could be another
Aerial bot.
Aerial bot.
No, the aerial bot
is
better.
Well.
And luckily, he came with Toxitron and Counterpunch, who are much better decos. So,
I didn't realize it came with Counterpunch.
Yeah. So
Starscream was a free bonus figure, so the set was actually Counterpunch and Toxitron.
Because they knew nobody would pay for that.
Yeah.
Does Counterpunch have the same real narrow head that the Ravage and Tigertron had? Or
no, it does not. It's got a fairly well proportioned noggin on its shoulders.
Which toy is that based on? That's Combiner Wars, right?
That's
the Wheeljack.
For whatever reason, I just assumed that it was Titan's Return, because in my mind, Titan's Return has been around long enough, but it hasn't. So.
Yeah. And speaking of Titan's Return, we'll start at the bottom and go up size class wise. So I got Repugnus and Shuffler.
Nice.
And they are.
Great.
Damn your Shuffler.
Yeah, the paint is pretty good on mine. I really, really like Shuffler.
Damn you.
He's nice little purple mammoth. And he turns into a missile rack. A pretty good looking one, too. So moving up to the Legend scale, I got Roadburn.
Yeah.
Would you fall off your motorcycle?
Yeah. But I also got
Rash.
Yeah, I also got Sea Spray and Brawn, and they're both great.
They're both great.
Nice.
Oh, where'd you get Sea Spray from?
I got everything. Well, not all the Titan's Return stuff I got from ages 3 and up.
Okay. I have not found Sea Spray yet.
I think Toy Dojo also had Sea Spray, the Sea Spray wave in stock.
Amazon had it.
I think Sea Spray's in stock on Amazon right now, but he's like $25.
Exactly. Yeah.
So the deluxes, I got the rest of the deluxe wave. I got Quake.
Yeah.
Very, very nice. The best deco in the wave, Croc.
The best deco in the line.
Unfortunately, mine has the hip problem where he doesn't really want to stand. Whoops. So I'm gonna have to tighten up some ball joints on that, I feel. And Perceptor, who is surprisingly nice. He's like the surprise for me. I wasn't expecting to like Perceptor as much as I do. And the biggest one, I got Leader Class Black Shadow or Sky Shadow or whatever you call him. His name is Black Shadow, and he is amazing. I love it. So that's where all my money went.
Nice. I'll go ahead.
Luckily, I had all this stuff like prepaid for, in February. So,
good. Nice.
So I'm basically gonna retread a lot of what Matt said. I got Sea Spray, and it was really awesome. I got this from Captured Prey when Captured Prey had posted that they had it in stock last week. And Orson had written on the box, like, RFC rules, hashtag what's in the box. And it was just a nice, I love how he personalized it. That was great. Sea Spray's great. I really like him. But even better is Brawn. I love Brawn. Brawn transforms like a transformer.
Yes.
That, whoever had the idea of making a transformer transform like a transformer, give that person a raise.
That's why I fell in love with Swerve way back when. I think I had a better reaction to that than anybody else here, and that's exactly why. It's like he was exactly the right balance of complexity for me, and being what I wanted him to be. It was great.
Roadburn is okay.
Roadburn is.
Roadburn would be fine if his arms were better.
Roadburn would be fine if it was possible to make the robot mode backwards.
Yeah. So, I couldn't find the link to ship my pile of loot from Big Bad because I got the wild hair that I really wanted to get my top spin, and I'm looking at it right now.
It's amazing.
And yeah, I was looking at my thing now. Oh, I had to click on. Okay, I could have shipped my pile of loot, but I was in Walmart and they had Wave 4, and I had all of Wave 4 except for top spin, so I just went ahead and got him.
Nice. How did you not have top spin?
I didn't come. He was the one I didn't come across. I
okay.
Yeah, I came across them all except for him, and so I actually ordered it from Big Bad, and it was sitting in my pile of loot. It's still.
So what you're saying is you have an extra top spin now.
Yeah.
And I think a really good idea for that would be to have that as an RFC giveaway.
Maybe we'll see. Whenever I get it, it may be next year before I ship anything.
Or there goes my money giveaway.
It'll still be a good toy then.
God, it's a phenomenal toy. He's my favorite toy, deluxe toy from Titan's Return yet, basically.
I gotta get me with them.
I love it. I've always loved the design of the character. And honestly, this is one they could have easily screwed up, but they didn't. So bravo.
I think it helps that John Morton has like a soft spot for the jump starters, because like he apparently always tells that story about digging up the top spin from his backyard and cleaning it, and it still worked.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Funny enough, no, it's not top spin. It's runabout, I think, that is screwed up. And my buddy Phil, or our buddy Phil, the world's friend Phil, was able to get me the Chrome Dome with the Legends head. So thank you, Phil. You're awesome. And I think that's all I got this week.
Don, you get anything?
Actually, I did not get anything this week. I've ordered some stuff that hasn't arrived yet, but I did want to give a shout out. I meant to do this last week and did not. One of the people that follow me, Bondo Mike on
Mike Carvalho.
Twitter.
Mike's been a fan of the show forever. We love Mike.
Yeah, but he actually was able. He got me a Quake. And I really appreciate that. So now I finally was, after searching about 40 different Walgreens between here and Atlanta, I was finally.
Gee, what's that like?
I was finally able to complete Wave 4. So I really appreciate that, Mike. Thank you much, man.
Awesome. Anyone else? Rob, I know you got some stuff.
Yeah, I'll try and keep it brief since I went into it on RFC, but I got a shipment of guns for Chrome Dome and Brainstorm from Non-F Productions, and I am really impressed with the quality of them. Like I said, the tint of the plastic is just not quite as saturated, but otherwise the color match is good, and the plastic quality is such they feel like they could have come with the toy very easily. So I'm really happy with those, and I also got Brainstorm's briefcase, which, after a minor screw up on my part, is a nice little piece, but feels a little bit more fragile than the others. So, as a display piece, it's great, but just be careful of that handle. I have a feeling if you messed with it a little too roughly, it could be a thing. But otherwise, really happy and really impressed with all of this. And all 5 pieces I got were $3 each with flat shipping of $3.75. So recommend them highly.
Oh yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that. Non-F always does really nice stuff. He was doing the kind of Combiner Wars upgrades, the hip upgrades for the Voyagers. Like, he does awesome stuff. Been around for a while, so definitely check out his stuff. Yeah.
One thing I thought of from your comment about it not being as saturated as the plastic on the original toys. So, like, different types of plastic, some of them just cannot present the same color saturation. Mm-hmm. Like nylon has that problem versus ABS, for one example. So while it is very possible, like on a Pantone level, they are color matched perfectly, it could be the material he's using is just not capable of reaching the same kind of color saturation as the plastics on the Hasbro toy.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
If anybody wants to get those and paint match them, he also sells them in black for something that, if you want to start from a base like that.
Mm-hmm.
Also Metal Flake Gray, which looks kind of neat.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't think John got anything this week, right, John?
The only thing I got was from Toy Hacks, I got their sticker set for Chaos on Velocitron, which is going to be a lot of fun to apply. Comes with some guns for Fastlane and a whole bunch of stickers, so that's fun. I am hard against Hasbro's return to stickers, but I'm still very much in favor of Toy Hacks' stickers.
Oh yeah, they're great.
Yeah, I'm with you there. Definitely.
Yeah.
And then I picked up Octone, which is Force Voyager Octane. At my local Target, I was very surprised. I walked in, and they had him, and I was like, "Where's
Ray?
Where's the other one?
Where's Ray?
Where is he?" And of course, he was not there. So I only got Octone.
Oops.
So
there's Ray.
Someone would have got it if they would have spelled the name right, but I think that threw someone off. They were a very strange price.
Tankor. Yeah. How hard is that?
They were very strange price. It was $22.49, which I thought was that was the Target price for this guy. I also, because of tfradio.net/Amazon, which is how you all should buy your stuff from Amazon because it goes back into help producing the shows.
And we could really use your help.
We need a lot of help. So I got the
Not all of it
85. One of our viewers, listeners, said the 85 Creon set was still available for like $47 on Amazon. So I did go ahead and pick that up. And it's really nice. I'm really happy I picked this up.
I like that it comes with a Creon scaled Gray's Sports Almanac.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then I thought I had something else. Oh, I thought I had something else for tonight, but USPS did not ship it. I was supposed to have FT10 Skyfire or Phoenix from Fans Toys, and it was scheduled to be delivered today, and it just never showed up. So I have a big box of sadness.
Have you gone out, looked, and checked under anything like ice that may be anywhere around? Maybe he's under the ice.
Nice.
If only the U.S. Postal Service was as reliable as the Chosen Prime, because they got that in on Monday and shipped it out the same day, and whatever that 2-day service is through the
Usually
post
priority
office.
mail.
Priority mail. It was priority, so it's supposed to be here today on Wednesday, and it just never showed up. So hopefully
Priority
it's
mail
not.
is kind of slipping, let me tell you.
Yeah, hopefully it's not too lost, and I get it tomorrow. But I don't know.
Diecast.
I thought someone else was going to say something. All right, we'll just do. That's it for There Goes My Money. Thank you guys for subscribing, or please subscribe if you didn't already. Make sure you check out Amazon.com/ or tfradio.net/Amazon. And thank you.
You know who you sound like right now? JT Hogg. You
JT.
Yeah, that's how he does it. So you gotta aim for higher. Because he does that Amazon.com/tfradio. That doesn't work.
No.
Someday.
Maybe someday.
Someday we'll have a landing page on Amazon.
That'd be great.
Thank you guys for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Cool. That's fun.
So you know why Shuffler is so great?
Because I don't have
Because
it.
he has. well, that's a big bonus. That's a big bonus. He has a tank mode.
That's cool.
And he has his little missile pod mode. And he has his elephant mode.
He's a triple changer.
And if you want
triple changing Titan Master.
Yeah, and if you want to, you can put his head on somebody's body, but who even cares?
Well, I got to talking with some guys on Twitter, and they could easily make some of those Titan Master figures into a combiner, and one of the third modes would be a combiner limb. It's kind of like the old GoBot power suit, because you'd have all the body parts, and the heads would fit in like the GoBots would in the power suits.
Cool. Mm-hmm. Hey, people watching live, I am going to go ahead and kill the stream. I think Matt's going to go crash in a second, and I've got to work on a couple things. So we'll catch you next week.
Hey, guys.
Because you're awesome.
Bye.
We love you. We love you.
If I go to bed right now, I could get 5 hours of sleep before my 10-hour workday tomorrow.
Go to bed, Matt. Go to bed.
I took a nap. I took a nap before the show.
Good
I'm
call.
tired.
But you've used all that up now.
And so we're still streaming, and XSplit's crashing on me because of heat.
That's all right. I got up early to go into work to fix the deck outside.
What? That's not your job.
Yeah, no, it was basically volunteer, but get to do it while clocked in.
That reminds me of like back in elementary school when the gym teacher would get me and some of the other kids together, and we would trade baseball cards when we should be learning. Oops, wrong button. Yeah.
Well,
so,
I gotta be up kind of early in the morning and go down to my aunt's, so I'm going to go ahead and head on out, y'all.
Bye, people.
Y'all take care.